CC.
Heck yeah. Alright, so first thing I'm going to try to do is, like, right at the start of the game, you walk into Bowser's Keep. And when you're in Bowser's Keep, like, you have to fight 4 Terrapins or the little armored Koopa dudes walking around. You can manipulate the RNG by hitting them on a certain frame so that they do not attack you at all during that fight. If you mess it up by a couple frames, then you're going to get hit, which wastes like 3 seconds per punch. So I'm going to try to do the 0 punch minute. It's like half a second faster than 1 punch minute. But I get it maybe 20% of the time, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's getting the punch minutes are very precise. It's you have a very small amount of time, like a window on their animations. We use the animations of the Terrapins. You'll see them animating in the battle, kind of walking back and forth, and we use their animations to time the frame window because it's basically a number of frames from power on from the start of the game. So when they come into battle here, you'll see them walking. You'll see them kind of walking back and forth here. Nice, got the first one.
That might have been too early.
And maybe a little early.
Oh!
Nope, you got it. Nice.
Hey, 3 for 3 in marathons.
Nice.
0 punch minute.
Yo.
I did that at RPG Limit Break and NASA Marathon and now GFA 9.
Nice.
Too bad I can't do it in my PB attempts.
Yeah, it'd be great if you could do that.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? Actually being able to do the proper tech in my PB attempts and not just like screwing up and losing 18 seconds, that would be wonderful. But you know, we can't always get what we want.
No, but if you try sometimes.
But if you try sometimes, then maybe I'd be good at this game. I don't know.
There we go. I just want to see what chat's saying.
Oh god. Well, I know Elm's not on there anymore, so there's probably not a lot of pairs happening right now.
Beth approves. Beth's in chat. She's cheering you on.
Hi, Beth.
Oh, there you go.
Oh god, please no.
Okay, so Bowser fight in the prologue is easy. You just jump on the chain chomp here twice. So you might notice when we're doing the Terrapin fight earlier and the Bowser fight here, the Terrapin fight we punched the first of the 4 Terrapins and then we jumped on the other 3. And in the Bowser fight we did 2 jumps on the chain to move forward. That's actually very important because the way that Mario's jump ability works in this game is a little strange. It has a counter attached to it. So every time you use the move, that counter increments, and it makes the jump move do more damage over time. Like the higher that counter goes, it increases the amount of damage the attack does. And that's actually really important for boss fights later on in the run.
You're actually going to see in the Hammer Bros fight it does 43 and then it does 45. That's like the only attack in the game where that'll happen because like damage in this game is, except for your weapons, it's always statically calculated. Oh, thank you for all the pears and Lenny faces. Love you, chat.
Yeah, I like pears and Lenny faces. That's what we like to see. Oh, Emily's here.
Oh, what's up, Emily?
How's it going, Emily?
My girl, Emily.
Nice. Yeah, so so the reason that we didn't just do 4 jumps on the Terrapins is because we don't have enough MP or F. It's called flower points in this game, or magic points if you're used to other JRPGs. You start with 11, or no, 10. You start with 10, and each jump takes 3, so you're only able to do 3 jumps.
Hi, Sean.
Oh, hey, Sean's here too with all the pairs. All right.
That's my best buddy that I play FF6 with all the time.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Isn't that right?
We're sounding good. All right. All right. So yeah. So we're going to be using the jump attack. It's the most powerful move that we have at this point in the game. So we're going to be using that a lot in the boss fights in the early game here.
Nope. Wrong. Try again. Oh, Sean's saying I don't play FF6 with him. I don't like
420 pipe house.
Hey, nice. Wait, let's get some Pidge Nice in the chat. Oh, wait,
Pidge
wrong
nice.
chat.
Actually, you can link your FFZ to other people's FFZ channels. On
Dude, is my estimate actually 310?
I guess so.
Oh,
yeah.
that's godlike. This run's going to be free.
Nice. All right, so fun thing about the Mario's pad here, when you talk to Toad, he tells you to go rescue the princess, but he wants to teach you how to save the game first. So if you try to leave, he'll try to pull you back here and make you save your game, but you can just walk away. If you don't just try to walk away, you can walk over and actually jump on it and save your game, but it's actually faster to try to run away, have him stop you and drag you over to the save point, and then just run away from the tutorial. So that's like, I think it saves about a second to do that.
Dude, I'm very hurt right now that Sean's in the chat pretending that he's not the guy that plays FF6 with me. My heart's broken right now, dude.
Nope.
My feelings are hurt.
Nope, different guy.
I'm really sad. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight after this. I hope you're happy, Sean.
That's very sweet of you, Beth. I appreciate it. Beth says she loves hearing us together.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so after we do the XOR cutscene here, where XOR knocks the bridge out, we go back and talk to Toad again to tell him that the bridge is out. And this is one of the first time that you see Mario like pantomiming what's going on, which happens all throughout this game and is like one of the best things about it, really. And then he bumps into you coming back here, and it has to give you 2 more tutorials about how to use items and how to do timed hits. But since we know how to do that already, we're going to do a very important trick called tutorial skip, where we say no to Toad so that he won't teach us how to do these things because it wastes a whole bunch of time, especially the timed hit one. What's that, like a couple minutes?
Hardest tech in the game, tutorial skip.
All right. So we got tutorial skip, so that's great. Can I read this? Oh, yeah. Okay, donation messages. Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Heck
Thanks,
yeah.
D-Cups.
D-Cups, thank you
My
for
boy
the $5.65. He just says Kappa. That's right.
Thank you for the Kappa.
Kappa, Kappa. All right.
Hey, TTT watchers, I want to see lots of forehead cheer emotes.
Yeah, forehead is like the official emote of Pidge, so...
I love how they made that a cheer emote, like the day after I was complaining that it's not one.
Yeah, they made a bunch of them. They just added a whole bunch of them as cheer emotes. So you can actually like if you go to cheer, you can like scroll through them all. There's a whole bunch.
Oh,
of
it
them
was $4.20 in USD. Nice.
Oh, that makes more sense. I thought that the amount sounded very strange. That reminds me, I have to do my donation as well.
Oh.
Because I owe you guys some money from my SMW run since. Yeah, it's fine. I definitely don't owe you guys like at least $20.
So this fight is like there's 2 different attacks they can do. One is hammer time and one is like just the regular smack on your head. When they smack you on your head, you can perfect block that pretty easily, but like the hammer time, which can do a ton of damage if you don't block it properly, does like a lot more, and it's kind of scary. If you get 4 hammer times in a row and half block all of them, like you're still dead.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
Luckily, that didn't happen to me, so I didn't reset and lose 7 minutes.
Yeah, and luckily getting 4 hammer times is really, really rare. So unless you're doing PB attempts and you're Pidge, then it's not so rare. But
no, this never. Then it happens like every freaking run.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly if it's a 50-50 chance or not, but usually I noticed that they tend to do more physicals than hammer times, although it varies. I usually get like maybe 1 or 2. But
out of the corner of my eye, I see a lot of forehead in the chat. Thank you. Keep it up.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of foreheads. So the first thing we do when we're gonna, the
Whoops.
Oh well.
Whatever.
Whatever. So
Rip bad mushroom.
Oh well.
Don't need it.
That's okay. We don't need the bad mushroom anymore, right? Isn't that not needed in 1.08?
I mean, we still get one, but I don't get a second one now.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna have enough money probably.
But I don't think you'll need a second one.
No, because I can block Dodo.
Yeah. Exactly. So as we're going into the castle here, you notice that we jump on the head of the Toad as he's walking up here, and then jump off his head to get up above the door and get that hidden chest with a frog coin. That is the only point in the game where you can get that chest. There's never another opportunity to get that chest in the rest of the game. And the really trolly thing about this is that later on in the game, you can get an item from the Mushroom Kingdom that makes a dinging noise when you enter a room where there's a hidden chest. So when you walk into the front, the hall, the antechamber in the Mushroom Castle here, it'll be dinging because there's a hidden chest that you haven't gotten, and you'll be running around and jumping and trying to figure out where that hidden chest is, and you will not be able to get it because that's the only chance that you have to get it in the entire game. So.
What a rude game.
What? That's just rude. Yeah. I don't know why they decided to do that, but.
I think there's 30.
Well,
maybe 30 something.
But
I forget.
all of the other ones, you don't have only a single time to get them. That's the only one where there's only a single chance to get it in the whole game. We have more donations. We have another $5 donation from Beth. Woohoo, go Pidge, 424 head.
Thank you for the 424
Lenny
head.
face and a Lenny face.
$5 to Sick Kids Foundation. Let's go, Beth.
All right. Thank you for the donation, Beth. All right, so now that we finished the cutscene at the Mushroom Kingdom Castle here, when we go outside, we get to watch Mallow getting chased, or Croco getting chased by Mallow. And then Mallow's going to get to join our party. Unfortunately, we have to use him for a little while, but we get to get rid of him later on, because he's fairly useless, even though I know Pidge is a big fan of him.
Hey, has anyone seen my phone? I need my notes.
Do you know where it is?
I think it's in my backpack somewhere. I don't know. I'm going to just, like, tear it apart.
Well,
I got this cutscene going on.
Yeah, this is, I mean, like, we're just mashing through cutscenes, so it's a pretty good chance to do that. probably a good time to bring it up 10 minutes into the run. You probably noticed, oh, is it over there?
Where?
Is that it there?
Oh, that might be it, actually.
Hang on, let me get it.
Oh, thank you, Daniel.
All right.
Oh, wow, I'm like so absent-minded, dude.
There you go.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah,
all
fortunately, all we have to do at this point is mash A through this cutscene. There's a lot of cutscene mashing, especially towards the beginning of the game, and then it takes a break for a bit, and then in the latter half, we get a lot more cutscenes when we get to Nimbus Land. So now Mallow's going to join the party because we're going to go help him get his frog coin back from Croco. The other funny thing that is going to happen is when we go to Mushroom Way, we get the first invincibility star of the game, and there's going to be a pretty, like, important, I guess, trick that you're going to be trying to do with the invincibility star.
I'm going to try. I'm going to get exposed real hard, but I'm going to try.
It's super important. If you don't get it, you have to reset.
I'm going to reset if I don't get it.
We have another donation from Reaver303. Thank you very much for the 10 bits.
This is like the jankiest whole setup I've ever seen. I love it.
Love it. I absolutely love it. This is great. Who needs Twitch alerts? Or I guess it's Streamlabs, or I don't know, whatever it's called.
Imagine forgetting your bazooka at home in 2017.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Well,
all right, so these.
Wow, that was bad.
These spinning flowers are kind of funny because when you land on them, it kind of makes you face the opposite direction that you jumped on, like depending on where you landed on it. So if we want to be facing a certain direction, like towards the top of the screen there, we want to try to land on the bottom half of the flower because it will try to move you back towards the middle, which will make you face up basically, and that will reduce the amount of time that you have to wait to cycle around so that the flower can launch you to the right. Because if you jump on it, like, say, towards the top, you end up facing, like, down. You have to wait for you to go all the way around here. So...
Oh, I got it!
got
Two-frame trick, let's go.
Nice,
okay. I'm
okay.
going to get a ton of these for safety, though.
Right, that's good. Yeah, so what she just did there with this invincibility star killing these dogs is called dog jump. So if you jump on top of the enemy there, or any enemy, really, when you have an invincibility star, there's a 2-frame window where you press the jump button at the right time in a 2-frame window, and you will bounce off of them really high, like you saw her do there. And there is a floating chest that contains a flower above that dog, and it's not necessary for the run because there's a backup if you don't get it, because it's a very difficult trick to do. But it does save a bit of time if you can get that. And the tricky thing about getting that chest is you don't just have to jump off the dog at the right time. You also have to jump when the chest is at the right position, because the chest is floating up and down, and you have to do it so that when you bounce off the dog, the chest is at the lowest point, or else you won't actually hit it. So it's a very tight trick to do. So that's really awesome that she got that. It's mostly just swag. You lose a few seconds if you don't get it, because we have to get another flower in the sewers coming up. But it's pretty swag if you do get it. And I just realized I'm going to need some water.
Are you serious, Croco? Oh my gosh. So he can do 2 different things during this fight. He tosses bombs or he dashes at you. And bombs cannot be blocked, dashes can be perfect blocked. And of course he's doing nothing but bombing me today. So I'm gonna res Mallow. Usually I just keep going until I get bombed. Then when I get bombed I res Mallow. So after 3 jumps, you have to have Mallow use the honey syrup because your team shares all its flower points. It's not like Mario uses honey syrup on himself, Mallow uses honey syrup on himself, it's all shared. So I just because I have 12 flowers, I use the honey syrups on turn 3 and turn 4, and now I have enough to do 4 jumps, which is going to be enough to kill Croco. As long as he doesn't keep spamming bombs at me, because I really hope he doesn't do that, but here he's going to take a turn to heal himself, and after he does that, he skips his next turn, so we have a little bit more freedom here. Which is nice. He's only got 1 attack left. I really hope it's not a bomb on Mario, but knowing my luck, it probably is.
And if you happen to be paying attention to the damage numbers that the jump has been doing, you saw it just went from 49 to 51. That's that nice jump counter that I mentioned earlier that is being incremented every time you use the ability. Basically, every 2 jumps you do increases the damage that it's done. So it's going up little by little by little as we use it more, and that's actually really important for the early game boss fights in the first half of the run because we use jump a lot on them, since it's one of the most powerful attacks we have, at least, especially right now.
And we got our frog coin back. Hooray! Now we
Yay.
can run Mallow's errand like much later in the speedrun.
Yeah, yes, that's the other thing is that we're not actually going to return the frog coin until much later because you don't actually have to do it until later on, and it's faster to do it later. So now what we're going to be doing is a very important trick, which is why Steph is saving right here. We're going to be attempting to skip the boss fight coming up in the Mushroom Kingdom with Mac the Giant Sword.
Who?
Yeah, who? Yeah, we don't know who that is.
I'm not aware of this character. I don't think I've ever seen him before.
Yeah, nobody who speedruns this game has ever fought this boss before, basically.
Unless they run most of the stuff. Wow, what kind of setup is that? What happened to my D-pad? Weird. Okay.
It doesn't really matter. You could just run up and go in the chasm, whatever.
I like to set it up.
So the way that you can do this is when we bust into the throne room here, you'll see Mac hanging out with his shyster buddies here, and they're all bouncing on pogo sticks. So the trigger for the cutscene, which starts the fight with Mac, is on the red carpet here when you're coming up. So if you go to the side here, you can actually jump very precisely and get on top of the head of the Shy Guy here, and jump over that trigger and talk to the Toad. And what this does is talking to the Toad is the cutscene trigger for the post-Mac fight cutscene. So because you have free control after the Mac fight and you just go up and talk to the Toad, and that's the cutscene, the trigger to progress the game, by jumping over the trigger and starting the Toad cutscene, that actually skips the entire boss fight with Mac. We don't see him at all.
I've also made a 25-minute tutorial video on how to avoid screwing up that skip because it actually, I just made it look really easy, but it's actually very, very precise and easy to screw up. There's just a couple of small visual cues that I use that make it, free every time.
Yeah, there's a few different things that can go wrong there because there's multiple parts to the trick. You have to line yourself up properly to get up next to the Shy Guys. You have to make the jump onto the Shy Guy's head without triggering the cutscene, and then you have to get yourself into the proper position to jump from the top of the Shy Guy over the other Shy Guys and miss the cutscene trigger. Because there is actually an invisible wall next to the Shy Guys there that's supposed to prevent you from just jumping right over them. So it doesn't go all the way to the ceiling. So what we actually do is we figured out exactly how to get over that invisible wall so that we can skip the cutscene trigger entirely. So once you learn how to do it and you learn what can go wrong, it's not that difficult. But when you start speedrunning this game, it's going to be probably one of the first things that you learn is how to do max skip. And once you practice that a bit and can get it consistently, which since there's a save point right before the Mac fight, you can just save in the Mushroom Kingdom there or in Bandit's Way. You can just practice that as much as you want. So in the sewers here, we're going to go over and fight this chest. This is a monster called Pandarite, and
this guy's a jerk.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
We don't like this guy, and we'd love to be able to skip him, but so far, it doesn't look like that's possible, although I think some people continue to hold out hope that we'll figure out a way to skip Pandarite and still have the route
of course. I get the one hit KO on Mario. Wonderful.
That's unfortunate. That's the one thing you don't want to see is to have Pandaroid do that attack on Mario, which is called Carny Kiss, which basically does a ton of physical damage, and it's unblockable. So it's just going to kill either character in a single hit. And what we need to do is just get 3 jumps on him. And so it's not going to ruin the run or anything, but it'll waste a little bit of time just because we have to pick up Mario instead of getting that 3rd jump on him. And Pandarite gives you some experience and some gold and a true form pin that we're going to sell later on. And so now you notice, well, you can't really see it. There's another treasure chest in the bottom left corner there that we skipped. That has a flower in it, but since we got the flower from the dog jump in Mushroom Way earlier, we don't need to get that. So that's where the time save comes from for that. If you fail dog jump, then you just get that flower there. Nice, swag rat.
That's alright, I didn't need him anyway.
Yeah, you got the extra dogs anyway.
I think about 15, but we don't do the backup for Moleville anymore because we need 12 dogs.
You need, I was going to say, you need 14 if you're going to skip the boo, right?
Yeah, I always skip the boo.
Yeah.
It's screw that.
That's really hard.
I used to be able to do it consistently, and then I forgot how.
Yeah. So that invincibility star there, again, that's going to be our main source of XP throughout the run is those invincibility stars, because we're basically only going to be fighting bosses. We're not going to be fighting normal enemy encounters, preferably. If we get one, it's probably a mistake, unless it's a forced one. So the Balloon fight here is really straightforward. We're going to just jump on him a whole bunch of times with Mario, and Mallow is going to alternatingly do his Thunderbolt attack and use honey syrups to recover our flower points so we can keep spamming jump and Thunderbolt. The main thing that we want to see is what Balloon does on turn 3 here. What we don't want him to do is put people to sleep.
Yeah, but he did a physical, which is awesome.
Sorry, for turn 2, I meant.
Yeah. There's like a 66% chance that he does a physical, which is nice because it's fast and you can block it, and it doesn't mess up your turn order, which is awesome.
Yeah, if he didn't do a physical attack on turn 2, then he would have put one of the 2 characters to sleep with a sleep slots attack, and that's just bad because it wastes time. You have to we have to use an item called Able Juice on them to get them out of the sleep status, and. So this should make Mallow spit back out now after jumping on him several times. And then Mallow's going to do one final Thunderbolt, and then we should have one more jump to go.
Yeah, what's cool about this fight is that it's like heavily scripted, so there's a very, very easy flowchart to follow that will guarantee that you always finish the fight as long as you don't screw up anything major, like not blocking his attacks with Mallow and dying or something. Like if you just do the right thing. No, I've never done that. I've never made a mistake in this game before. What are you talking about?
That's never happened ever. All right, so the balloon fight is one of the more scripted fights in the game where the attacks that he does on specific turns are always the same. So what happens after the balloon fight is the flood waters come and they flood the sewers, and we get booted out to the Midas River, which is our first, I think it's our first mini game of the run, isn't it? Yeah. So there's a bunch of mini games throughout this game. It's one of the really charming things about it, like playing it casually, is it's got a lot of variety to it because there's all these different mini games that you do throughout the game. And this is kind of the first one. You float down Midas River here through the waterfall and then the river itself, and you can collect a bunch of coins here. And there's some frog coins along the way. You notice that we're going to grab. And what you want to do, sorry. They don't reappear once you get them. So you can, if you miss them, you can go back and get them again if you want. So what we're trying to do here is we're going to get a bunch of coins going down the waterfall part, and then the river section is a barrel jumping part where we're rolling down the river on a barrel here. And
yeah, tutorial skip.
Yeah, we're going to skip that tutorial as well. And we're going to jump and we're going to grab a bunch of coins here. And you'll notice that she's skipping some of the coins there. She's grabbing some and she's skipping others. That's intentional because we're trying to collect a specific amount of coins. We want to get exactly 60 coins. And the reason is because this mini game you can do, repeatedly, and for every 60 coins that you get, the toad at the end of the course will give you a frog coin. So we're going to get exactly 60 coins, and he's going to give us a frog coin. But the reason that you don't want to get any more than that is because if you have extra coins, then he also says that he's going to hold on to them for you for the next time that you do the course so that they'll accumulate. And that's an extra text box. So getting exactly 60 coins skips one text box and saves like half a second.
I'm ultra picky about that. I'm like, I want to reset if I don't get it.
Yeah, and it's easy to get because you just follow a set pattern with which coins you grab and which coins you don't. It's actually a pretty easy pattern to remember. You grab the first coin, you get on the bottom row here, and you just stay on the bottom row. And basically the pattern is whenever there's 2 coins, you grab both of them. If it's a 4-coin set, you grab the first 3 and you skip the 4th one, unless there's a fish that forces you to jump. You jump anytime there's a fish, and that's about it. So it's pretty straightforward to do, and you get exactly 60, you get a frog coin, you don't get the extra text box. So now we get to Tadpole Pond. So you notice that she ran to the right of the little stone pad here that triggers this cutscene.
Can I use your phone charger?
Oh yes, absolutely. There is there's 2 ports on it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So by running to the right of that and then going back to the left on it, what that actually does is it moves the camera further to the right. And when you step on the stone, the camera moves over and centers here for the cutscene. But when the camera moves to center for the cutscene, it's a lot slower than it does when you're running around. So by running as far to the right, like a little further to the right, and then back on to the left onto the pad, we get a little bit more camera movement to the right with that speed, and it's actually slightly faster. Never, Sean. I don't need to breathe. All right, Sean wants to know when I breathe. Yeah. So this is another big long cutscene here that we mash through here to meet Frog Fuchsius, and then we jump across tadpoles here. We have to talk to Frog Fuchsius for a couple of minutes now, so if there's any more donations, now's an excellent time. Do we have any more donations? All right.
Now's a good time to donate, because we can read it.
Yeah, totally. If you want to get your donation read, make sure you do it now. Actually, I should do mine.
Oh, wait, I forgot. Sean Cass doesn't know me, and I don't know him. I forgot. He totally blew me off earlier. I'm gonna have to remember that deep lore.
Yeah. No, we don't know who this Sean Cass guy is. He's not the guy that plays FF6 with you. So I have no
absolutely
idea
not. Oh crap! I accidentally. I was so
Oh,
mad
you-
at Sean that I accidentally did the repeat.
Oops, you repeated the text box. All right, so yeah, the key thing about the Tadpole Pond cutscene to remember is that if you just sit there and mash A, and if you're not paying attention because you're just mashing through the cutscene so much, you'll actually never leave. Because after he gives you, after Frog Frucius kind of tells you what's going on with Smithy busting up the Star Road and Mac and all this, he asks you if you want a recap. And the answer that you're on by default is yes. So if you just sit there and mash A, he'll just keep recapping that little, few text boxes. So you actually have to make sure you go down to no in order to actually move on with the game.
It's all Sean's fault.
Yeah, so this cutscene, since you can't tell what's going on because we're playing the Japanese version, because it's faster. But the last time that Pidge did this at GFA, she played the English version so that you could sort of read the text and know what was going on if you hadn't seen it before.
No spoilers this time.
No spoilers this time. This time we're playing the Japanese version because this is the version that we normally play when we're doing speedruns because, as you might expect, it's faster. There's less text, and interestingly enough, the text also scrolls faster. Not only is there less of it, but it appears in the text boxes faster than the English text does. I understand why there's less text. I really don't understand why they actually slowed down how fast the text appears in the North American version. That baffles me, and it's kind of infuriating. After you've been running the Japanese version, if you go back and play the English version, it feels so slow to watch the text come up and mash through it.
Oh, that was me practicing for Limit Break, dude.
Yeah, it's surprisingly, you wouldn't think like it makes that much of a difference, but it's about a 9-minute difference over the course of the run, and this is a 3-hour run. And especially when you have cutscene heavy parts of the game like that, anywhere where there's a big cutscene like that, that text speed difference could be 10, 20 seconds easily, maybe 30 seconds, depending on the length of the cutscene, and it adds up over the course of the game to about 9 minutes. So it makes a big difference. So when you're learning this game, you really want to learn to run the Japanese version, which it means learning to recognize the attack and item names, mostly item and equipment names with the Japanese characters. But it's not too difficult to learn really overall, especially compared to other JRPGs that have a lot more text in this game. And there's a number of things about playing this game in Japanese that makes it a little easier. The game does a few things that sort of helps you. The way that items work in this game is they're always sorted by category. When you open your item inventory in the menu, it automatically sorts it for you every time. And the type of item that it is, it has a little icon you've probably seen next to it that shows you what type of item it is. Consumable item that is like a health or magic restoration has like a little sort of, I guess, energy drink icon. The equipment and weapons and armor have like shirt icon or a hammer icon or a fist icon if it's a fist weapon. So there's things like that you can tell what's what. So it's a little easier to tell things, and it also doesn't let you equip items that are intended for specific characters on other characters. So the game kind of gives you a lot of help in terms of figuring out like what to do in the Japanese version. And this cutscene was where we're gonna get Gino for the first time, and during this cutscene, this little kid here is named Gaz, and he's basically a big Mario fanboy. So he is super excited that Mario just wandered into his house, and he wants to play with you. And he asks you if you're really Mario, and we actually say no to that, which seems harsh because we're lying to a small child, but it saves frames because it's less text boxes. So, and if you say yes, then he'll ask you to prove it by doing one of Mario's patented super jumps. So you'll just have to jump and get a few extra text boxes. So in order to save time, we lie to a small child. This is a great speed run.
What a great speed run. I just took a second in the cutscene to open up the notes that I'm going to need for Axum Fight because
Nice.
I've been running this game for a year and I still don't know how to do that fight.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, there's a few fights in this game that, depending on how your RNG luck goes in the second half of the run, there are a number of different ways that you have to be able to do those fights. One of them in particular, at the very end of the run, there is 6 different ways that fight can go, depending on what items you have available, depending on your luck earlier in the run. So you have to be able to know what to do in that fight, like no matter what your item loadout is and what items you end up with. And the reason your items differ is because whenever you use an item in this game, you have a certain percentage chance to get what's called a freebie, which will be you'll hear dinging sound effect noise, and there'll be a little text box at the top of the screen that shows, and it says "got a freebie" in the English version. And what that means is that if you freebie the item that you just used, it doesn't get consumed. And this seems like you would want this to happen as much as possible, but we actually don't want it to happen too much early in the run. It's useful if for freebieing some of the healing items and the pick-me-ups and stuff to revive people if some of the fights go badly, but generally speaking, like past a certain point, getting a freebie actually loses more time because you have to have that little animation play.
NASA.
Yeah. So if you get too many freebies, which happened at Pidge's run in NASA where she just got a ton of freebies.
I freebied every single rock candy except the one on Axums.
Yeah.
Every single rock candy. That is excessive. You don't need more than 6.
You really don't need that many. Yeah, so what we really do want freebies for is going to be in the second half of the run. In the second half of the run, we're going to be using some very powerful items that we would really love to have extra copies of, and that's where the different boss strats come in. So now as we go into the forest maze here, we're going to do Wiggler jumps. So
shouts to Pidgeler.
Shout outs to Pidgeler. So this Wiggler guy here, if you bounce on a Wiggler 10 times in a row without touching the ground, you get a frog coin, like you just saw here. So this is a quick source of frog coins for the run. We bounce on this Wiggler to get 7 frog coins. You're getting 7, right?
Yeah,
you're
I got 2
YOLO?
No, I'm not going to do that. Not
okay.
in the run marathon.
Yeah. So.
Wow, that was a good save.
Yeah. So.
What am I at, 3?
Yeah, that was 3.
Okay.
So we're gonna do this 7 times. And the trick about Wiggler jumps is that the Wiggler is moving around, so you kind of have to adjust where you're bouncing as the Wiggler's moving around. It's this pattern here where he's zigzagging. He has a number of different patterns he can do, and these zigzag patterns are the toughest ones to stay on top of because you kind of have to constantly be adjusting as he's zigzagging. These patterns where he just kind of goes out and makes right angle turns, these ones are much easier. So I think that was 5.
I think that was
count
6.
now. Was that 6?
Yeah,
I lost count.
I'm pretty sure this is 7.
Well, you can always... Well, YOLO. Yeah, so...
We're doing it live.
Yeah. Watch we get to Seaside and you have 21.
Oh, that's fine. Just go to Marymore. Whatever. No big deal.
No big deal. Okay, so that's the first part of the forest maze. So the next part here, there's a few hidden chests that we want to pick up while we're in here. And these hidden chests have items that are very strong items. A lot of them, a bunch of them are Kero Colas, which give you your entire party a full health and magic refill and a full heal. They're kind of like elixirs in a Final Fantasy game. But we don't want to use those for their healing properties. We want to actually sell them for cash. Most of the items that we're going to be picking up here in the first half of the run, we're going to sell for cash about halfway through the run so that we can buy a whole bunch of stuff.
Shout out to Sean Cass in the chat. He taught me Wiggler jumps and everything else in the game.
Yeah, Wiggler jumps is pretty much the hardest tech in the game. It sounds like an exaggeration, but, people are kind of split on whether they think super jumps or Wiggler jumps are harder. So now in this part here, this is the forest maze, so you have to take the proper path through this maze. It's kind of like the Lost Woods in Zelda. Basically, all you have to do is follow Geno, except for this one troll scene here where Geno's nowhere to be found, in which case you go to the right, or down right because it's isometric, but yeah, what would be right? So, again, just one of those little things that they put in that kind of just trolls you when you're playing this casually. You get there and you're like, where's Geno? I don't know where to go. And then you just have to guess which one to go, basically. So, now that we got through the forest maze, we're going to fight Bowyer. So, before we fight Bowyer, we're going to have to mash through about a 3-minute cutscene, unfortunately.
Oh, man, my thumbs are going to hate me.
Yeah, Sean says Wiggler jumps are easy.
Oh, please.
Oh, please. Yeah. Okay.
So I actually made a safety save right before this boss just because there are 2 unwinnable patterns at least. Yep. There's only like a 5% chance of getting it, but it's happened to me before on PB attempts, so I just want to make sure it doesn't happen here.
Oh yeah, I think it's happened to everybody. So
it actually happened to Classic James. He was one of the guys that was teaching the run at RPG Limit Break, and like in his battle for this, that was the first thing he saw was the unwinnable pattern.
Nice, first fight in a run, and he gets the unwinnable pattern. Yeah. So this is one of those RNG places here. So like Pidge mentioned, it is possible for Bowyer to just kill you outright, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's a very small chance of happening, but it is possible. So yeah, for marathon safety, we take that save point before going into the forest maze. When we're doing a PB attempts, we wouldn't take that save because if you got that unwinnable pattern, you would just want to reset. Because even if you had the safety save, you've lost about 3 minutes from mashing through this cutscene. So it's really not worth it. It's kind of unfortunate that that's possible, but what are you gonna do?
The song is my jam. I love the song so much.
The soundtrack to this game is just phenomenal all around. It's incredible. One of the best like soundtracks ever in a game, I think.
Hey, can everyone in the chat do me a favor? Please spam Pidgeler like a lot.
Also spam nya. Nya nya nya.
If you're in my Discord, spam the Nyata emote.
So yeah, in the English version of this, in the translation, Bowyer says nya, which I believe is what's that called where you spell out what a word sounds like?
I have no idea.
Shoot, why am I blanking on this?
I forget.
Anyway, so
that's a lot of Pidgelers.
That's a lot of Pidgelers. Very nice. Nicely done, chat. So the Bowyer fight here is very precisely scripted because.
Oh hey, watch me use this on the right guy.
Yes, nice. No using the Energizer on Mallow. Nice, good job. So yeah, we want to energize Geno for this fight because Geno, since he just joined our party, is at a higher level than Mario and Mallow, so he's going to do most of the damage for this fight. Mario's still going to do some damage here, though. So the way that this fight is routed out, you notice that she just attacked with Mallow there and it did 2 points of damage. That seems really insignificant, and you think that you would just defend with Mallow because it's faster, but those 2 points of damage are actually routed into this fight. If the fight plays out like how it's supposed to, those 2 points of damage will actually kill Bowyer. It will be exactly enough to kill him. So what happens is after the first turn here, he drops the 3 buttons, and every second turn he will lock one of the 3 buttons, and that disables that function. So A is attack, Y is special, and X is items. So the thing about the button locking is that which button he locks can actually be manipulated because it's based on what your characters do. So we do very specific attacks here where we use Geno's special and we defend with Mario and Mallow or using items because there's an internal counter that increments depending on what you do, and depending on what range it's in, that dictates what button Bowyer locks. So we manipulate it so that he locks the attack button first, and then we start doing special. Then he locks the item button, and then we're just going to use Geno Beam for the rest of the fight here, and he's going to continue to lock the item button so that we can continue to use our special attack. If we did too many moves there, if we did more actions, then he would actually lock a different button, and then that would actually like screw the fight up, because at the point where we kill the fight, if something goes wrong and you mistime a Geno Beam or you mistime one of the earlier attacks and you don't have enough damage to kill him, the fight can actually get out of control really quickly, because after that point, you have to start doing regular attacks, and the counter for what button he locks is not going to be controlled like you want it to be. So he's going to start locking different buttons, and he's also going to start using different attacks. Like there's one attack that turns you into a sheep, that puts you to sleep. It's a sheep attack. So this fight, if it goes on too long, this fight can actually get really dangerous. But if it's done properly, like Steph just did, nicely done.
Thank you.
If it actually plays out like it's supposed to, then he will die at precisely the right moment before the fight gets out of hand, and then everything is good.
But what did you say?
Oh, like the death, the instant death, the guaranteed death pattern.
Oh, it's like
Is it if he just like static ease you too many times?
The first 2 attacks he has to do are bolt on Mario and Mallow, which kills both of them, and then he has to do either 2 bolts or a bolt and a lightning orb on Geno.
Yeah. Yeah, so the way that you lose that fight is if the first thing that he does is kill Mallow and Mario with the bolt attack. So Mallow and Mario are used to keep Geno alive and refill the flower points before going into the part of the fight where the X button gets locked. So the way that you lose that fight is if he decides to just kill Mario and Mallow at the very beginning of the fight, which he can do, and then focus fires Geno down because you're not able to heal him. So it is possible to lose that fight, and there's nothing you can do about it, but it is very unlikely. So fortunately, that didn't happen. That was actually a pretty good fight. Not completely optimal because Mario died there. Be nice if Mallow died instead, but oh well. Hi, Pidge.
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. So, like, chat, if an audience, if it sounds like I'm dying, is because I've been sick for like a week. So I keep coughing and sneezing and sniffling into the mic because I feel like garbage. Which is great because I have to run Smash tourneys tomorrow, which means lots of yelling at people. I'm so looking forward to losing my voice.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Hang on, I have to yell at Sean.
Why do you have to yell at Sean?
Because he's,
Oh, because he's not the guy that plays FF6 with me?
No, because, because of this.
Oh, that's not nice. That's really rude, Sean. I don't know how I feel about that.
No, that's okay.
Don't be rude to my commentator.
No, that's okay. He's actually completely right. It's gonna be a total fraud affair.
Well, I think you're gonna do fine.
I'll finish the run. That won't be the problem.
Well, it's better than I would do. It's better than I did at last Parathon when I ran Earthbound.
Oh, I thought we had another donation. Okay. All right, so now we're in Moleville. So the Moleville part here is we're gonna have a second fight with Croco coming up from the very beginning of the game. Except this time he's even more of a jerk. So
Bowser's army's numbers have severely dwindled. I think he's in trouble, guys.
yeah. So you probably noticed from the last time we saw Bowser outside of Rosetown when he said he was going to take back his keep, he had a lot more people with him. So Bowser's been kind of getting his butt kicked by Smithy and his gang while we've been running around searching for star pieces. So once we go into the mine here, we're going to have a couple of boss fights in the mine here. We're going to meet Croco for the second time, and then we're going to get our next star piece at the end here. And then we're going to have another mini game for you. That's a very important one.
Freaking jerk, dude. I hate that guy.
Croco is a jerk. Croco is a big jerk. So the second Croco fight is going to be very similar to the first one in that good RNG is the same thing. We don't want him to throw bombs. We want him to do physical attacks. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it's more than 50% chance that he does a bomb. What is it, 1/3 for a physical?
I don't know. I think that's actually only in Phase 2, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's true. Yeah, Phase 2, it's 1/3 for a physical. So maybe it's 50-50 for the first phase. I don't actually know. But the point is, I don't actually know because there's nothing you can do about it. So it's kind of unimportant.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah, so after jumping on this giant spring to knock yourself out so Croco will steal your money, weird plot point. Croco's going to run off with his bandits here. So you can fight these bandits. They're hiding in little corners as you run around here chasing Croco. And if you do that, you get a flower tab item that you can sell for coins or use to get more FP. But it's a lot slower to do that, so we're just going to skip fighting those guys and just go right into Croco here.
Imagine having an energizing freebie. Oh, that sounds like the dream.
That would be great.
I used to get that in like every single run. Now I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, so we've got some new equipment
nice
that we can
maximum roll on Mallow.
Nice. We got a physical here for phase 1. That's great. So we want Croco to do physicals there. We don't want him to do bombs. This part is basically the same as the fight with him in Bandit's Way at the beginning of the game. Yeah, there's a bomb throw. It seems like he throws bombs.
I can do the glitch now. Oh, let's see this.
Oh, okay.
So you're not supposed to res Mallow after turn 2 anyway. So here we go. Zombie Mallow coming up.
Yeah. There's a second phase of this fight where Croco steals all your items, and then he starts doing a different attack instead of a bomb here. He does this attack called Chomp, where he basically has like every enemy in the game almost stuffed into his sack somehow, and he just pulls them out at random and starts throwing them at you. But the fun thing about this phase is that he bonks Mallow to steal the items, and since Mallow was dead in phase 1 there, you'll notice that he's standing up. But if you look at the character indicators with the hit point levels at the top there, he's crossed out because he's dead. But he's standing up. So
he's just kind of staying there uselessly, being like, "Yep, you guys have fun with this fight. I'm just gonna stand over here."
Yep, he just stands there useless for the whole fight because Croco running into him to steal the items, doing that animation, it puts Mallow in a standing animation, and then he doesn't go back down to the face plant animation. So we call this zombie Mallow that you get, basically. So that's a cool thing. It's still actually kind of annoying though, because like if Mallow was alive, he could be doing more damage. But what are you gonna do?
What's so funny? What's chat doing now?
All right, so yeah, people are answering questions in chat. There's a few SMRPG runners in here.
Oh boy,
Dad X-Fire's in here as well.
He doesn't run this game.
No, never.
He's never run this game.
He's
before.
never run this game in his life. Okay, so now, when we use Crocco's bomb to blow a hole and proceed to the next part of the mines here, there's going to be another invincibility star, our next invincibility star of the run. So what we want for this star is we're going to kill 5 of these bombs in here. And then what we want to kill in here is there's a 6 bomb and there's a fireball enemy called Sparky that can appear, and he did not appear there.
Oh, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Okay, just like for the sake of safety, I am going to do the bomb fight.
Yeah, you can just fight the bombs. And
yeah,
kill them.
there's one of them. I can just wait.
Oh, because of the extra.
Question mark?
Because of the extra.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I got a lot of dogs.
Well, you ran into the bomb anyway, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna run from that.
Okay, so
I might do a fight in boosters anyway, because I'm still missing some EXP on Gino.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, I don't need to save here. What am I doing?
No, you don't. I mean, like, you may as well if you already jumped on it, but
here.
Fine.
Screw that.
All right. So now the next boss fight here is Punchinello, and this guy's a weird-looking guy here. I think he's supposed to be. he's supposed to be. The original idea for him in the original version of the translation, I believe, was he was supposed to be named James Bomb, but I think Nintendo thought that that was a little risky. Like, they didn't want to get sued or anything, so they decided to not go with that. But if you notice in the English translation, when you first meet him, he says the name's Nello, Punchinello, and it seems kind of odd and random if his name is Punchinello. But if his name is James Bomb, it makes a lot more sense. So I think they just had to change the name somewhere along the line close to release, and they just never bothered to change any other text. So what you want to see in this fight is not what just happened. So there is a chance for him to use this attack that you just saw called Sandstorm. And this is an awful, awful attack because what it does is it does a bunch of damage to all the characters, but it also puts them in a fear state, which is why you see them shaking, because they're shaking with fear. And the problem with the fear state is that it increases the amount of damage that you take, and it decreases the amount of damage that you do by 50%, I believe. So
it's like the worst Punchinello fight I've seen in a while.
Yeah. So I think it's a 1 in 7 chance for him to do Sandstorm. I can't remember exactly what the odds. I think it's 1 in 7. Sean's probably going to tell us exactly what it is in chat. But anyway, so he has a very small chance to do it. But if he does it, then you have to cure the Sandstorm the feared status from everyone, because otherwise your damage output is going to be much lower, and you're going to take a lot longer in the fight. So the 3 phases to the fight are these 3 different sizes of bombs that you see, and when he gets at a certain HP level, he progresses to the next phase of the fight, and he summons bigger and bigger bombs. And fortunately, every attack, Punchinello's physical attack where he stabs you with his fingers, and when the bombs come flying at you, you can block all of these attacks. The bombs are a little tricky because they come flying at you really quickly, so you have to be on the ball in order to block them, but these attacks are all able to be perfectly blocked so you don't take any damage.
I don't think we actually mentioned that, like, blocking in this game is a 5-frame window, and like that's tiny. That's like 5-frame window in a 60 FPS game. That's like 1/12 of a second you have to do a perfect block, which makes it do 0. If you slightly miss, it does half damage, but it still does like the animation. Timed hits, on the other hand, like your physical attacks, are a 7-frame window. Your specials can range anywhere from like 3-frame, 2-frame actually, to like 32-frame window in the case of Thunderbolt.
Yeah, some of them have really big windows, but it depends on the attack. But the timed hits and timed blocking is it allows you to increase your damage output, because if you get a properly timed hit, if you played this game or any of the Paper Mario games, any of the other Mario RPG games in the sort of RPG series, any of the Paper Mario stuff, you can time your hits by hitting the button at the right time when you attack the enemy or make contact with them or what have you, and that increases the damage that you do. And you similarly have a thing when you're blocking, you can do time blocks. But in this game, only certain types of attacks can be time blocked, mostly physical attacks. When you have like elemental magic attacks and stuff later on, then they're not blockable at all. So the timed blocking comes into play much less later on in the run. It's mostly important early in the run. And now what's going to happen is we're going to get our 3rd star, and we're going to have the next mini game of the run, which is going to be the minecart mini game. So we're going to get to ride a minecart out of this mine. And
minecart is a really cool platforming segment. It's like mode 7 spam and then like side scrollers. It's kind of cool.
It's pretty cool. So what we usually do in the minecart segment is people in chat can guess what the final time is going to be. And it can range from anywhere from like just under 2 minutes to 2 minutes 30 seconds, depending on how slow how fast or slow you are. A good time for a minecart. A really good time is anything under 2 minutes. You can get as low as like a 156. I don't think anyone's got a 155. I don't know if that's possible.
If you just put the controller down and do nothing, you get a 324, and we tested it last night.
Well, there you go. So the way this works is, so there's 2 sections. So in the Mode 7 section that you see here, you can grab these mushrooms, and these mushrooms are used to do a speed boost when you activate them, and you can also jump and lead into turns. So when you have a spot like this where there's a really tight, like 2 turns one after another, what you have to do is actually brake so that you slow down, because if you're going too fast when you hit a corner, then you'll actually fly off the track, and then you'll get put back on the track, and you'll lose a couple seconds. So 1 minute 69 seconds.
What's it say? I can't read it.
Riglo says predicts 1 minute 69 seconds.
I'm not gonna get a 209. Well, actually, I might.
Ducky predicts 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Nice.
So now you have the second screen here is a side-scrolling screen, and you have the same sort of thing where you can jump and use the mushrooms to boost here. And what we're doing here is there's a specific route through this room here that she's taking to grab as many mushrooms as possible and also grab all those coins. That was pretty good. That was a good second room there.
It's a high 53. It's okay.
What we're trying to do here is boost on straightaways as much as we can for as many mushrooms as we have, and brake as little as possible to get around the corners without crashing. So far, we haven't had any crashes, so that's actually really good. And I probably just commentator cursed you now, so sorry.
We'll see. We'll see.
Sorry, not sorry. All right, so. And the other thing that you can do that's very important that I didn't mention is you can spam the horn during this. If you hit L or R during this, then it makes a horn noise. And spamming the horn, it makes you go faster and makes you not crash. Like, that's just a fact. No, I'm actually kidding. The horn doesn't actually do anything. In fact, it actually probably distracts you and makes you more likely to crash, but, whatever.
Let's see if this is sub 2.
All right, so I think this is sub 2.
Oh, this is definitely sub 2. I just want to be suspenseful.
Yeah. This should definitely be a sub 2 run here. So this last part is just this up and down kind of camelback section here. And all we want to do here is try to grab all these mushrooms and as much coins as we can, because we're going to need the coins for later.
Is that a 157? Is it? Oh, no! 158.
Almost a 157.
I didn't even get the jump at the end. Terrible. Shameful display.
158.01. Okay, so that was a sub 2 time. That's a 158. So
Heck yeah, that means everyone has to donate $5.
That's good. That's good. Tash has 151. Great, thanks, Tass. Thanks, Tass. Well, we're not Tasses, so there you go.
Not yet.
Not yet. Nice.
Not yet.
All right. So then we come crashing through the roof here, and fortunately, the mole family is not too concerned about us crashing through their roof. So the next thing that part that we're going to get to is probably your favorite part of the game.
Oh, heck yeah.
It's your favorite part
besides Topper Quiz, yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So this is another cutscene mash that you have to just mash A through with the moles here.
I love this game. This is actually my favorite game of all time. That's why I picked it up as a speedrun. Sometimes that can be a bad idea, but like this speedrun's actually really fun, so I'm just glad that I picked it up.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit long because well, compared to other JRPGs, not so much, but it can be a bit long. Blocking out 3 hours to do a speedrun. Well, 3 hours, and that's 3 hours if you're getting a good time. If you're still learning the run, it'll probably be like 3.5, 4 hours. But when you sit down to do this game, like it has the actual speed run, I feel like has really good pacing to it. It's got parts where it's really exciting because you have to stay focused a lot of the time. You have to be hitting those timed hits and timed blocks and paying attention to stuff all the time. It's got breaks where you can, take a breather and sort of rest your brain, where you just, mash through a cutscene. And mashing through cutscenes isn't very fun, but it does give you a bit of breathing room so that you can rest. It makes your brain not get so fried.
That's like why when I started picking up platformers, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. When do I get a time to think?
Yeah, that's actually this was also my first speed run, so being used to doing a game to doing an RPG like this, and I also learned Final Fantasy IV as well. Similarly to that, like you mash through cutscenes a lot in that too, and then you get to a battle and you have to focus on that battle. But once the battle's done, it's like, okay, now I can relax and mash through a cutscene again. So it has these sort of peaks and valleys of excitement level. It's sort of paced like a good movie. And in a lot of other speedrunning games, especially, like, say, platformers, like, say, Super Mario World, like I just did, it's kind of non-stop. It's just you don't stop through the whole thing. Fortunately, that's not a very long one, but you have to be paying attention, like, the entire time, and it's kind of intense when you're used to running a game like this where you have room to breathe, even though it's a 3-hour run.
So now I have to get tutorial skip.
Oh, donation. We got a donation.
Careful. Oh, heck yeah.
Heck yeah. We have a $4.20 donation from, I'm not sure who, but it says who's it from? Remix.
Oh, what's up, Remix?
Nice. What's up, Remix? Remix has actually just recently started speedrunning this game, so he's a new member of the community, so that's great. So he says he won't donate $5, but he will donate $4.20.
Nice. I appreciate donations of that amount.
Nice.
They always tend, like, $4.20 donations always tend to get spammed during my marathon runs. I love it. I actually don't know the fast mover in here, so I'm going to do it slow. I forgot it.
So getting to this point in the run here, this is a fun part of the run. This is Booster's Tower. So Booster is a really weird... All right, sure, why not?
For the fans.
For the fans, we're going to get the 8-bit Mario 8-bit Mario hype. I want to see what chat thinks of this.
They probably think I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
It is Sean Cass and Dad X, so, like, probably.
Probably. Yeah, so Booster's Tower here, this is a great part of the run because you can probably tell that this is the point in the run where the platforming element of the game starts ramping up a lot. The movement here starts getting really cool. Because the tower, it's vertical, so there's a lot of vertical movement here, and you can see you're jumping and climbing things like this, and it's isometric platforming, which is a little weird and kind of tricky to do. It's kind of tricky to get used to.
Oh, headphone users, watch out! I am gonna do a fight in here.
Oh, rip headphones.
Unplug your headphones right now. Oh, I skipped the sound. Oh, nice. Okay, never mind.
Never mind. We didn't rip headphone users.
So I'm going to do this on purpose to fix my EXP from the previous starter that I did.
Yeah, so what happened is...
Mario died.
They want to know, when does this turn into idiot pills?
Saturday during Roll and D Marathon.
Yeah. So normally this checkerboard room that we're in here with all the coins on the floor, you take a specific path through this room because there are certain squares that if you step on, you get an encounter there. That's a forced encounter. So we jump over those squares and we collect the 4 frog coins in that room with just going with a certain pattern. But we intentionally got into an encounter there because in the Moleville Mine section, when we got the invincibility star there, we missed one enemy with that star. We were supposed to get one of those 4 bombs that was walking on the tracks there, but the star ran out just before we got to them. So we actually missed, we had one less enemy on that star.
And we do that because, like, the EXP in this route is routed, like, extremely tightly. Like, it's really important to stick to the EXP route exactly.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, very, very minor adjustments are okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the other fun thing about this about this game, about this route as a speed run is yeah, like you said, where you level up is very, very intentional. Oh, thank you, Russell.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was gonna go fill up my
Thank you.
my cup.
I feel like
Awesome,
I'm about
Mark.
to die. It's fine, I'll just leave it there. Oh, it's my favorite minigame.
All right.
This area actually has my favorite song in the game. When I was in, like, art school, I used to just listen to this on loop while I was doing my paintings and stuff.
It is a very kind of chill song. It's
Oh,
got
I
like
love
a
the
good,
song
it's
so
got a
much.
good beat to it, but you could just relax and chill to it.
I think that was like the first thing I ever said in I Ate Your Pie's chat was like, Booster's Tower theme is so good.
Yep.
I was his
Yeah.
420th subscriber. Did you know that?
That's incredibly appropriate. I could not think of anyone more worthy of being the 420th
This was in like
subscriber.
2013 too.
Yeah. Nice.
Long before I ever ran this game.
So now that we've reached the top of Booster Tower here, so Booster is gonna attempt to marry Princess Peach, and he has lost his doll. He's doing a rehearsal for his wedding, and he wants to, get everything right in the rehearsal. So what usually happens when someone tries to marry the princess is that Mario comes crashing in to wreck the party. So he wants to, account for that. Actually, very forward thinking of him. So the problem is he's lost his Mario doll, so he wants the Snippets to go look for it because he's pretty sure he's left it behind the curtains here. So while you're hiding behind the curtains from the Snippets, this is another little mini game. Yeah,
I'm doing a great job of hiding right now.
We say hiding, but isometric. We're having fun with isometric perspectives here, so you can see the Snippets are kind of blind. As long as you're not actually in the specific range of where the open curtains are, then they won't see you. But because of the isometric view, you can hang at the side of it, and it looks like you can see Mario, but they technically can't because you're not inside the hitbox for the curtain. So it just looks funny. We got another donation. We got a donation.
6.9. Thanks, Riglo.
$6.90 from Riglo, who just says nice.
My girl, Riglo. What's up?
Nice. Thank you,
for
Riglo.
the donation.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all your donations.
Do you think I should drop like $1 every time I drop super jumps? That'll be my donation.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
I still owe some money from my run because I lost Cape and didn't get Cape kill and failed door fly. I literally failed everything, actually. I mean, I got like 90% of Cape kill, but still. Okay, so after you hide from the Sniffets, that's actually really important because if you fail that curtain mini game, you can. I think it lets you fail it twice, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say don't forget the equips, but
Got it.
if you fail that curtain mini game too many times, you have to fight Booster, and that's really bad because Booster is actually ridiculously strong, and he throws his train at you, and he'll just annihilate you because we're really low level at this point in the game.
Imagine throwing a train at somebody. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, thank gosh. That did not happen at NASA. I missed one.
It's actually really awesome that he does, but beating the curtain mini game, aside from just being faster than fighting Booster and not dying, he also gives you an accessory called the Amulet, which is a nice stat boosting item that's actually really important to the run. So it's good that we get that. And when you eventually follow Booster and the Sniffets out to the balcony, Peach is gone, and there's two brothers who are clowns. Clowns who are brothers. They're clown brothers. I don't know why they're here. Nobody knows why they're here.
Friends,
they're just Booster's buddies. I guess they're like his lackeys. And then they want to fight us. So we're gonna fight them. So at the beginning of this fight, you saw we used an attack with Bowser called Terrorize, and that inflicts the fear status, the same fear status that Punchinello did on us when he did Sandstorm, but we did it on them instead. And there's not that many bosses that are actually susceptible to the fear status, but it makes them take more damage since they're both feared now. The problem is it has a small chance to fail, so if it doesn't hit not this guy who's left, great guy, but the other guy, knife guy, if it doesn't hit him, then that's kind of a problem because we need to be able to kill him in the first several turns, because after the first couple turns, they will actually like team up with each other and start doing really powerful attacks. So that fight is routed so that you kill Knife Guy by using Mario's Fire Orb attack. And Knife Guy he's weak to fire, and he's also been feared at that point, so he takes a lot of damage from that. So that lets us actually kill him in the first 2 turns before they actually start teaming up and doing really powerful attacks. So now we have the next mini game here. It's Booster Hill. I'm
about to get blown up, exposed right here.
Yeah, so everybody in chat, you want to guess how many flowers we're going to get on Booster Hill.
My guess is 4.
It's going to be, I'm going to say 13. No, okay, maybe 12 maybe. I'm going to guess 13 still. So this mini game is great. So these barrels are coming down the hill, and you want to bounce off of these barrels, and every time you catch up to Booster and Peach, you get a flower, which increases your max FP. And these are actually really important to the route. We want to get a certain number of these, a certain minimum number of these during this mini game, because otherwise we'll have to get backup flowers later on, because we need a certain number of flower points at when we get later in the run for specific boss fights.
What?
So there's kind of 3 phases to this game. The first phase is the barrels are just coming straight down. The second phase is the barrel positions start being random now.
This phase sucks.
And the Sniffets start running up here. Now, the hitboxes jumping off the barrels aren't bad. The hitboxes jumping off of these Sniffets are kind of garbage, as you can see.
God, dude. I'm so bad at this.
So, yeah, jumping on top of these Sniffets can be surprisingly difficult because their hitboxes really suck. So now the other thing is that the barrels only give you a small boost, and the Sniffets give you a really big boost. So it's probably better to try to jump on them, but you can kind of do either one. So once we get past the second phase here, this is actually doing pretty good so far.
Phase 2 was garbage, but phase 2 is the worst.
Yeah, so phase 2, you have the barrels and the Sniffets kind of coming up, but at least they're staying in rows. Now, phase 3, the barrels stop coming, and the Sniffets start zigzagging, which makes it even harder to take advantage of their garbage hitboxes.
Yeah, there's actually, like, some frames where even if you jump on them in the right spot, like, you still tumble anyway, and they're random.
Yeah,
so this minigame is
This
This
minigame
minigame has like a lot of RNG in it, so like no one really practices this. It's just something like you learn by doing runs. Because if you don't do very good here, like if you get 10 flowers here, you're set for the rest of the run. But if you don't get 10, there's like tons of backups. You can get like 2 flowers here and still be fine.
Yeah, that's the other thing is you'll lose a bit of time because nice getting that one at the end there. That was actually really good. I lost count. How many was that?
I don't know. I never count here. Let's find out. That's
It was
probably 11. 13.
13.
Oh, man,
I
who
guessed
guessed
right.
13? Oh, you guessed 13.
I guessed 13.
Awesome. Wow, that's a lot more than I thought I was going to guess.
13 is great. Nicely done.
Thank you.
13 is great. So 13 we're set for the rest of the run here, basically. Now, yeah, you're going to save here, right? YOLO.
Hey Mill, should I save here?
Hey, Mill, if you're in chat, should we
Hey
save
Mill,
here?
have I ever died here in a race with you before? Oh, what's that? Yeah, I have. I don't know. I'll think about it.
Yeah, that was a rhetorical question. Yeah, we're gonna save here. So when we get to Marymore here, Booster has taken over the chapel and kicked the Toads who are having their wedding out so that he can have his wedding. So the Sniffet wants to inform everyone that Mario's here, but he can't bust through the door. So he gets us to help him break into the wedding, which is fine because we wanted to do that anyway. But Booster kind of chastises him for being an idiot. All right, yeah. So we're gonna save here. This is actually really important because there's a boss fight coming up in this part here. The freebie?
No, like at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Forest Maze, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Wait, did you?
Let's find out.
Now I can't remember. I'm pretty sure you did. Okay, so this part here, there's a cutscene with Booster marrying Peach here, and what's gonna happen is as Bowser and Mario crash into the room and knock everyone around, Peach has dropped all of her gear. So, donation? Okay. Yeah, we got a donation. Throw it on up. So, all right, we got another donation. Hey.
Oh my gosh, it's Azrael. I love that guy. Thank you so much.
Azrael Speed. We have a $25 donation from Azrael Speed who says, "Let's go, Pidge. Here's to the Pidgler's hype."
He's the guy that always writes happy face in the Discord. He's like the sweetest person. Thank you so much for the donation.
Yeah, he's another relatively recent new runner. I think he started running this not that long ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty new to the run.
Yeah. So
Oh, here comes like the worst RNG ever.
Yeah. So what we have to do in this game here is the Sniffets. We have to chase the Sniffets around to recover Peach's 3 pieces of gear: her brooch, her ring, and what was it? I don't even remember what the other one is.
Well, it's on Booster's head, so yeah.
Yeah. And the fourth item, the crown, is on Booster's head. So you want to grab these 3 from the Sniffets. You have to chase the Sniffets around and talk to them to get them, and then get the crown off of Booster's head and talk to Booster. So the faster you do this, depending on how fast you do this, the cutscene here determines who Mario gets a kiss from. So if you do it fast enough, he'll get a kiss from Peach, which is what we want to see.
Oh, I just barely made it.
Oh, right, you did get the
just
Peach.
barely made it.
We did get the Peach kiss. So if you do it too slow, you'll get a kiss from Bowser, Booster, or both of them. And that's, while funny, that is slower because you're taking longer in the game.
It's slower and also fanfic material.
Oh, yes, also fanfic material. So, the sort of a running joke in the community is that if you don't get the Peach Kiss, you have to reset. That's not actually true. The official paste bin route for the game actually says if you don't get Peach Kiss, reset.
I've seen new runners actually do that because Claude is a troll.
Yeah, it's kind of a troll. So that is, you don't actually have to reset. That's just a joke. So this fight here, this fight is terrible. This is one of the worst fights in the entire game. This fight with the wedding cake is, aside from just being bizarre, it's really, really tough as well, even casually. So the beginning of this fight is we're beating up this cake because the chefs are really mad because they spent all day working on this wedding cake, and we're taking the bride away and canceling the wedding. So they're not too happy with this. So they're going to try to beat us up. But as we're attacking the cake to try to get rid of it, the cake starts moving. And the assistant chef is kind of freaked out about this. Unfortunately, you don't get to see the dialogue here because it's in Japanese, but I love the dialogue here because the head chef, Chef Tort, is written as if he has a German accent. So, the assistant tries to tell him that the cake is moving, and he's like, "What? It's not moving." It's great. Anyway, what we really want to do here is block these chef attacks. Because we want to maintain as much HP as possible going into the next phase of this fight.
Those are ridiculously hard to block, by the way, so I'm really happy I didn't take any damage.
Yeah. So now, right before we moved into the second phase of this fight, we had Mario use the red essence on himself, what the red essence does is it makes Mario immune to basically everything for 3 turns. And that's really important because Mario's the weakest character in the party right now. And next thing we did is we started the second phase by having Geno attack the cake to get him down to the HP threshold to start the second phase of the fight, because the way the second phase of this fight works is there are these 5 candles. Anytime you do an attack, even an untimed attack, any attack will blow out one of these candles. At the end of the turn, the cake will do its attacks.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
And regenerate one of the candles. So by starting phase 2 with Geno, Bowser and Mario get a free 2 attacks before the cake does anything. So it lets us actually kill the cake or finish phase 2 of the fight 1 turn earlier than you otherwise would, which is really important because, as you can probably see, the cake has some very powerful attacks here. Even though actually we're actually getting incredibly lucky so far.
This is like the greatest cake fight I have ever seen. I got a miss Sandstorm on Geno. That never happens. Oh my gosh, look at this is ridiculous.
What? Okay. I'm trying to explain how horrible and difficult this fight is, and the cake's actually trolling me because the cake's actually giving us really, really good luck.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
if only this would happen in my PB attempts. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, so, okay, there's another
There we
sandstorm.
go,
So
of course.
the bottom part of the cake, the raspberry part does, oh my god, a double miss. Okay.
Unreal, dude. Unreal.
So-
Okay, this is over right now.
All right,
This
so
is
that's
like the final hit, I think.
this is not indicative of a typical cake fight. A typical cake fight usually goes much, much worse than this.
I have never seen RNG that good on this cake. Well, actually,
That
no,
was-
I did one time. But, like, I've died here before to the
Not-
bad
yeah,
cake
not-
RNG. Like, it's...
It's pretty difficult to get better cake RNG than that.
Yeah, like, in this fight, during the second phase, both halves of the cake use extremely powerful magic at you, but they also have a certain % chance of just using a physical attack, which, of course, you can perfect block. Magic attacks from them, you cannot perfect block any of them. So, like, if you get Sandstorm, Blizzard, Drain Beam, Geno's gonna die, and if Geno dies in phase 2, you have to waste time healing him, which sucks because Bowser has to do it, and he can only get 1 attack on the candles in that turn, so you blow out 1 candle, and then it regenerates it again at the end of the turn, because it always regenerates 1 per turn. So if that happens, super slow, super bad, but I just got super lucky there because it just did a bunch
Yep.
of really fast physicals, and this is like...
A couple of sandstorms, and the sandstorms missed Geno both
yeah,
times.
both times. Like, that doesn't
That's
happen.
insane. That's actually insane. Mario was immune to the fear status because of the red essence, and Bowser got feared, but both of those sandstorm attacks missed Geno, which they have a small chance to do, but having them miss Geno twice in a row, and then the cake just doing nothing but physical attacks for the rest of the fight is insanely lucky.
I really hope the chat enjoyed my facial expressions during that fight.
Yeah, you had some pretty good facial expressions there. Usually what happens is, like, Bowser and Geno will be feared and possibly almost dead as you finish phase 2 and finally get the candles out so that you can start phase 3. And once you get to phase 3, you're pretty much home free, but even then you can still lose a bunch of time because you're going to have to spend time resurrecting people that die or curing the fear status so that you can get the damage output that you would normally get to finish
whoops,
off
I thought I
phase
had to
3.
mash there.
So yeah, like the fact that you got like basically nothing but physicals and a couple of sandstorms that missed Geno was insanely good luck and about as good as you could hope for on that fight.
And also the fact that it missed Mario. I did just barely enough damage to finish that phase with Mario. I probably would have gotten another hit from the cake if it hadn't missed him.
Marathon luck.
Yeah, like, hey, anyone
face.
remember during NASA when I got, like, rock candy freebie on every single item that I used?
Let's get some mill faces in there.
Let's get some mill faces in there.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was god cake. All right.
Hey, remember when we got that frog coin back from Croco back at the start of the run? Well, we forgot to pick up the cricket pie, so we're doing it now. Because it's actually faster to do it this time when you have to come back here to drop Peach off anyway.
Yeah, like when you get the frog coin back from Croco in Bandit's Way at the very beginning, you're supposed to come back here and give it to the item shop guy, and he gives you the cricket pie
God, what's going on
to bring to Mallow's grandfather. But the thing is, that event does not gate you from all the rest of the early game stuff that we just did. What it does gate you from is moving forward after Marrymore. So on the way, since we have this big long cutscene where we have to bring Peach all the way back to the Mushroom Kingdom and mash through about a 2-minute cutscene here, it makes sense to go to the item shop now and return the frog coin now and get the cricket pie at this point. And on our way back out, we'll stop at Tadpole Pond and give it to Frogfucius, because we actually have to stop and talk to him anyway in order to unlock the next area of the game, which is Star Hill. So it's just routed such that we do it when we're there doing other things at the same time. So it's just as efficient as possible.
So how y'all doing tonight?
How's everybody doing? Yeah, this is a very. All right, we got a donation. We got 9 bits from Safety Man. Don't mind me, just saving the animals here. OP OP.
I think there's actually more people here than there are in the chat. Oh wait, no, the chat got more people. Okay, no, chat's
I hope
winning
it
right
did.
now.
It ought to get more people. It's even better. So yeah, we get some more excellent Mario pantomime. We get Bowser complaining that he just wants to kidnap the princess, and trying to tell everyone that Mario's joined the Koopa Troop, which technically we did, even though we're only pretending. So well, we don't have a donation incentive, but you're gonna do Peach Glitch, right? Come on, do it.
I'll think about it.
All right, so hopefully I can convince Pidge to lose, like, what, 2 seconds? What is it?
Hey,
lose,
hey,
2
does
seconds?
anyone remember when I just opened menus at the weirdest times during runs for no reason?
Yeah, that does happen sometimes. We call those Pidge menus, because fun story, Pidge managed to open a menu while jumping onto the Shy Guy's head during max skip and still get max skip.
I was as surprised as anybody else.
I
that
don't know.
that worked.
Yeah, the really surprising part was that you still pulled off the skip.
The even more surprising part is like my thumb is nowhere near the X button during that text.
Yeah,
so, like,
your thumb shouldn't be anywhere near the X button during max skip. Oh my god. So, we call opening a menu at the wrong time a Pidge menu just because of that.
man, wouldn't it suck if I just like opened a menu by accident for
Like,
no
say,
reason?
right here.
Well, no. Why would I do it here? I see no reason that I would. Ah, crap.
Oh god! Oh god, Peach!
What just happened?
Oh god, what happened?
Oh, jeez. What do we do?
God, we just like pancake faced Peach there. So yeah, that's a fun little glitch. If you open the menu while Peach is floating down on her parasol during this cutscene, it causes what we call the exploding Peach glitch, where her sprite gets all messed up and it looks like her head's exploded. So that is technically slower because you take a couple seconds to open the menu, but it's fun.
It's cooler.
It's
You know,
cool.
that stupid run where I did menu during max skip was actually like my last PB before my current one. It was my 254.
Yeah, and don't forget to go to Booster Pass,
Oh, right.
because I've totally done that before.
Yeah, I've actually forgotten to unlock Star Hill here, so I'm gonna buffer right into
Yeah,
it
I've done
and not
both
do
of
it.
those.
In the same run?
No, not in the same run, but
Oh,
I've done
well,
both of
okay.
those things.
I think I've done both.
You get all the way over there and you can't go to Star Hill and you're like, why can't I go to Star Hill? Oh crap. And then you get to Seaside and you only have 21 frog coins and you're like, oh crap.
Yep.
So
This
yeah.
is one of my runs.
So we give the cricket pie back to Frogvucius, and while we're here, we also talk to him a second time because he tells us that the next star is on Star Hill, and that is the trigger that actually opens up Star Hill on the map. While we're going back this way, we also stop back off at Booster Pass. Oh, you getting a backup flower?
I always get 36 flowers in marathon runs because you saw what happened at RPG Limit Break.
Fair
during
enough.
Countdown.
Fair enough.
I needed a lot of super jump flowers.
Yep, fair enough. All right. So that little cave here in Booster Pass, that wasn't there before. So that got opened up by the switch that we hit in Booster's Palace, or Booster's Tower. So it actually said, like, hey, something happened in Booster Pass. Why don't you go check it out? So that's what happened. We just didn't go back there until we were coming back this way anyway, just for efficiency. So that little hidden area has an extra Caro Cola and a frog coin and a flower. So that Caro Cola and the frog coin are very, very important because we're going to be using them to, we're going to be selling the Caro Cola to buy important items. And the frog coins that we've been collecting so far, we've been collecting a very specific number of them so that we have 22 of them when we get to Seaside Town, which is coming up right next. The reason that we want that is because there is a frog from Tadpole Pond in Seaside Town in the Elder's house, and he sells you various items for frog coins, and these are special items that you can't get anywhere else. And one of the items that he sells you, which costs 22 frog coins, is the experience booster. And what that does is it increases the amount of experience points that the character who has it currently equipped will get from battles. And it doubles it, actually, I believe. So, we're going to put that on mostly Mario, but various other party members as well at specific points in order to get them to level up faster, basically.
And it's like really important because that is the only way you can manipulate EXP in this game. Because in every fight, everyone gets the same experience, whether they were actually in the battle or not, whether they were alive at the end of the battle. There is no way to stop someone from gaining EXP. And we need to be very, very specific to do the second major glitch in the game, which is ability swap, which I'm going to be showing off right after Seaside menu.
Yeah, so when we get to Seaside Town, one of the main things that's different about this current route that we do is in the old route of this game, you didn't get the experience booster until after you finished the sunken ship section. And you would get, there are like 6 frog coins in the sunken ship, I believe. And in the new route here, we actually get more frog coins early on, like from Wiggler jumps and whatnot, so that we can get the EXP booster early, basically. And this is really important because it is going to be used along with the ability swap glitch for the fight at Seaside Town with Eurydivic afterwards. And what's going to come up here is 2 things. First thing is Seaside Menu. Seaside Menu is the longest, most complicated menu in the entire game. Even then, it's not that bad compared to other JRPGs. I'm pretty sure.
Shout outs to FF9 runners.
Yeah, shout outs to Final Fantasy IX runners. They know what menu hell really looks like.
They watched this. They're like, wow, this is like kindergarten.
Yeah, it kind of is. But for this run, it's the most complicated menu in the game. So this is the frog that's going to sell us the EXP booster.
Hey, I got enough Wiggler jumps. Nice.
All right. So the way that selling items works in this game is you can only have a maximum of 999 coins. And if you sell something without having that max coins, the game will let you sell it, but you won't get extra coins. So you'll lose the coins from that. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell a bunch of items and buy stuff, alternatingly buying and selling stuff.
What?
In did you sell
Where'd all my coins go?
Did you sell
Yeah, I did. Okay.
All right, well, time to improvise.
That didn't do anything. Where are my missing coins? I know what I didn't do.
What did you miss?
The chest in Mobile. All right, I'm going to Mobile. That's bad.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know it's okay. This is like a 2-minute time loss or something. Okay, no, it's okay. I know exactly where to go for that.
Oh man. Okay, well that's too bad. All right.
That is the first time I have ever done that.
that's really interesting.
Yeah, dude, I got super tripped up by like the fact that my EXP still worked after I missed Sparky, so I just gotta like find it. It's
right.
not actually like that deep in here, so it's all good. And I'm not gonna get out of here with minecart, so don't worry.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Again.
The coin chest. Yeah,
Yeah,
you didn't go back for it.
I forgot to get it.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, that's never happened before.
Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah. Okay.
Famous last words in the speedrun. That's never happened before.
Yeah. Well.
Well, I'm glad I caught that.
Welcome to marathons. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, check that out.
And Sparky's here now.
Oh, of course he is. Oh, this is gonna take a while, guys.
So yeah, so this coin chest in here, we were supposed to get this earlier. What happens as you come through this room? This is where we ran through here with the star, with the invincibility star before. What's supposed to happen is that fireball enemy there, Sparky. There is an RNG chance whether or not he'll actually appear. And when we ran through the room earlier, he didn't appear. So we just ran through, we took out the bomb enemy and we ran through to the next room because you want to kill Sparky as part of that invincibility star, but since he didn't appear, if he doesn't appear, you have to immediately run to the next room and try to kill one of those bombs walking on the tracks, and that's where we missed that.
Okay,
so
we're good now.
Yeah, so what you need to do, if that happens, though, is you need to go back into that room to make sure that you get that chest, because that chest has 150 coins in it.
That's hella freaking important, so I'm just going to resume where I left off. I was buying a freight bomb.
Yeah, the coin route is very precise here.
Okay.
We have exactly enough coins to buy every item that we need here. So, like I was saying, what we want to do is alternate between buying and selling specific items so that we don't overflow the coin, your coin amount that you have. So we get like right up close to 999, and then when we sell almost all of the equipment that we have so far.
Okay, there we go.
And the reason that we do this is because we bought a bunch of items that are bomb items, and what these are powerful consumable items that do AoE damage to all enemies in a battle. And we're going to be abusing the heck out of these bombs as we go through boss fights later on in the second half of the run. And when I talked about freebies earlier, about getting freebies, the bomb items are what we want to see freebies of the most. And they also have the lowest chance to get freebies. So, you know. So what's going to happen here is something called the ability swap glitch. So what she's doing here is when you hit an invincibility star, what basically happens is the character's positions basically become kind of locked in memory. So you're not supposed to be able to just got that last one. That's actually very important to get that last one. So when you're not supposed to be able to open the menu during the invincibility star. So, but what you can do is you can jump and open the menu as you're jumping to hit the chest, and there's a fade out as the menu loads. So as the screen is fading out, you hit the invincibility chest and you activate the star, and the character's positions kind of become locked in memory, and then you're able to open the menu. Once you're in the menu, you go in and you swap the positions of characters in the party. In this case, we swapped Peach and Mallow. And what that does is it confuses the game about who's where. And when those characters level up after the invincibility star runs out, if you notice, when they leveled up, Mallow hit level 10 and Peach hit level 7. That's not correct.
That's not possible.
That's not possible.
Peach joins your party at level 9.
Yeah, Peach is level 9. What actually happened there was Peach hit level 10 and Mallow hit level 7, but because we opened the menu during the star and swapped their positions, the game is confused about which character is where, and it thinks that Mallow is hitting level 10 and Peach is hitting level 7. And the consequence of that is that the game gives a special ability to the character hitting that level that the other character is supposed to learn. So the game thinks that Mallow is hitting level 10. At level 10, Mallow learns an ability called Shocker. So because it was Peach that it was actually hitting level 10, the game gave Shocker to Peach. And that's going to be used again later on to do the same thing with Geno Blast when Peach hits level 14. So because that's the level that Geno learns Geno Blast at. So that's actually very important because that is the reason that you will not see Mallow for the rest of this speedrun. Because we use this ability swap glitch to teach Peach moves that she's not supposed to know. And the reason we do this is because she's the last one to join your party, so she's at the highest level, and she also has the highest base magic attack stat. And by giving her access to these attack spells that she's not supposed to have, she does more damage with them than Mallow or Geno does. So this is going to be abused during several boss fights coming up, and it's going to be particularly important for the Eurydivic fight. All right, we got a Firebomb freebie there.
Okay, thank goodness I can do normal Yardovich now.
All right. So did you get one?
Yeah, I only need one.
Okay, so you notice this is the first fight where we started abusing these bombs here. We were throwing firebombs at King Calamari here, and we got one firebomb freebie. That when it did that ding noise at the last firebomb that Bowser threw there, that and the little text box at the top of here, that was a freebie. So we want to freebie as many of these bombs as possible, and the more that we get, the easier that later boss fights will be, because we'll be able to do easier strats on them. Depending on how many bombs we have available. So coming up next is going to be pretty much the most nerve-wracking part of the run, and the part that scares most people off from speedrunning this. It's time to do 100 super jumps. So the way super jumps work with Mario super jump move is you can continue doing jumps on an enemy if you hit the Y button, or any of the face buttons actually, if you hit the button at the right time as Mario is landing on the enemy. And the way this works is that the timing window for this starts really big, and it shrinks progressively smaller and smaller as you do each jump until after you get to past the 13th jump, the window for hitting every jump after that is 3 frames. That's about 50 milliseconds. That's 1/20th of a second. That's a pretty small window, and for a speedrun trick, nice. We got another firebomb freebie. Nice. All right, so we got 2 firebomb freebies now. That's really good. So a 3-frame window for a speedrun trick is not too bad to hit. The hard part is you have to do 86 of them in a row without missing. That's where it gets really difficult. And the way the timing window shrinks is that the end of the window stays the same, and the beginning of the window starts really large, and it gets progressively smaller. So the problem that most people have with super jumps is they'll get up to a certain point, and then they'll drop them. And the reason that you're dropping them if you're consistently getting up to a certain point, but not getting all the way, is that you're probably hitting it too early, because you're starting inside that window, and as the window shrinks, you're falling out of it and dropping the jumps. So this is easily probably the thing that intimidates people the most when learning this game, and it is pretty difficult to do, but it's definitely something that you can get good and consistent at with some practice. And it's not as intimidating as it quite seems, even though it's not easy, but it's not as intimidating as it seems. So
I'd like to issue an executive order to Sean Cass in the chat to shut the heck up about my barrels.
Yeah, okay, so now we're going to need serious time, because we're going to attempt to do 100 super jumps on Johnny now. right after we put everyone to sleep.
Heck yeah.
All
right, let's skip 10 seconds.
All right, serious time.
Who's ready for super jumps? Not me.
Nice.
All right, got it.
Nicely done.
That is not easy to do in a marathon.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do in a speed run in general. You know, not dropping them in the middle of a run. But at least if you're doing it at home, you know, you're not in front of a ton of people. In a marathon setting like this, yeah, that's very nerve-wracking. So that's great. So that's easily probably the most nerve-wracking part of the run.
Probably
So
the weirdest thing about super jumps is that I do them like this. I press every button on the controller to do it. I really don't recommend that, but Antilles58 thinks it's a good idea. Oh, thank you for the PogChamp.
PogChamp. That's a PogChamp moment for sure.
Oh, fun fact, I did not practice that at all today.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you're learning them, I recommend, you know, practicing, do an hour or two of practice every day when you're learning it. That's kind of what we all did when we were learning it. It'll take you a bit of practice to get, but super jumps are kind of like, once you get past a certain point, you start getting more and more consistent at it, and then once you've done 100 a couple of times, it becomes much more manageable. It's difficult to get up to the point where you really get in with the rhythm, but once you kind of break, there's a point that you break past, and then it becomes a lot easier. So it's really just, you know, practice, and it's just rhythm. It's you got to be a metronome. Yeah. You could.
Okay, if we raise over $100, I'll do the Cool X fight. But that comes after the run because it's too much EXP to do during the run, but I can do it after the run.
Yeah. Okay, so so the reason that we want to do, I guess I should mention, the reason we want to do the 100 super jumps there is with Johnny, it's not the absolute fastest way to kill him. But it's the most convenient spot to do 100 jumps because doing 100 super jumps will give you an item. When you get to Monstro Town, there's an NPC there that will give you an item called the Super Suit. And that is an incredibly powerful, basically totally OP piece of armor that is absolutely essential to the speedrun route. We need that armor to route out all of the late game fights. You cannot continue the route without it, and that's really the difficult thing that kind of, I guess, keeps people from speedrunning this game normally is. I'm gonna be quiet.
Did I get it?
I think you did.
Did I get it? Oh yeah, 243. Let's go.
Yeah. So now here you see the first instance of Peach using an ability that she's not supposed to use. So Peach is using Mallow's Shocker attack with the giant lightning bolt there. That's supposed to be Mallow's thing. Eurydivic is weak to electricity attacks. So Peach using Shocker is doing a whole bunch of damage on him. And if this fight goes well, if he doesn't decide to murder Geno, then we can actually kill him before he splits.
I think I got that.
But in order to do that, it requires you to perfectly time the Shocker attack all the times that you do it. That's nice.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Thanks. So this is going well. So Geno is boosting Mario and Peach, and then we're gonna throw a couple of bombs at him, and Peach is just gonna keep using Shocker. So the most important thing here, nice Ice Bomb freebie, is timing Shocker.
Which is only an audio cue, and it's 6 frames. There's no visual cue for it, and it's like, it's a very questionable audio cue, so I have a lot of trouble doing it.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good handle on exactly where it is now at this point, but Yeah, it's something we gotta take a little bit of practice at.
Oh my gosh,
Nice.
freeze
This
our
is-
fight, let's go.
this is
okay,
the best
one
marathon
more,
one.
one more. I think that might have been a little late.
No, I think you're.
Oh no, I got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
14
nice.
Yardovich fight.
Good.
Let's go.
That was a great Yuritovich fight. So, yeah, so that fight, that is the last point in that fight. If you fight him casually, after that turn, he does his Mirage attack where he splits in two, and there's like a copy of him that you have to fight as well. So using this new routing with having the experience booster early and getting it onto Peach during the sunken ship, Peach can level up to the point where you can do enough damage to kill him before he actually splits, which is pretty amazing. So now that Yuritovich is done, there's a bit of a break here. We get a cutscene saving all the people in Seaside Town, and then we're going to buy some stuff at the shop. So
I love this song so much.
yeah, this is a great song. So like I was saying, the super suit that we get with by doing 100 super jumps is totally essential to the way that the speedrun is routed. But if you are thinking of picking up the game and you're scared about doing super jumps,
Just watch my tutorial video. It's easy.
well, watch tutorial video and do try to learn it. But there are a couple of different routes that you can do, sort of a beginner and intermediate route that do not get the super suit. They are slower, obviously, but you do not have to do 100 super jumps at all, and you can get through the game in a bit slower fashion, but you can still speedrun it without having to do super jumps. So if that's a thing that's scaring you, then maybe give that a shot instead. And you can find the different routes on the wiki that we have for speedrunning this game. I might as well shout that out as well.
smrpgspeedruns.com.
smrpgspeedruns.com.
Look
So,
that
yeah.
up on your phones. It's a good site.
It is a good site. It's we've got the wiki. It's very well documented.
Shouts to Sean Cass.
Sean Cass will be proud doing the fast geckos
Fast
there.
geckos.
Yeah. So in Land's End here, this is a pretty kind of chill part of the run here.
Shouts to Albrecht. Albrecht threatens to demod me from his chat when I jump on the second donut lift instead of the third one, so now he doesn't have to unmod me.
All right. So this part here, there's these 4 sand whirlpools we have to go through, and they're guarded by these armored ants. So the armored ants is one of the places here where we use a bunch of the ice bombs that we bought. So each of the armored ant fights, we throw an ice bomb. So this is a good spot to hope for freebies. And we also get a few level ups here as well.
Heck yeah, we do.
So what you want to do is you have to kill the armored ant and then go down the whirlpool that they were poking their head out of here. The first 2 always appear in the same spot, and the last 2 are random which one they come out of. So you actually have to pay attention to that one.
Can I get one more freebie for fast axons or no? Let's find out.
You're already pretty set.
I have enough for free Czar fight. I just want fast axons. Then I'll be fine.
Yeah, as long as you have free Czar fight, it's pretty good.
Oh, I'm not getting memed on by the whirlpools. Nice.
Nice.
The whirlpools in this section can just like kind of run away from you, and the ant like switches which one he's in, and it's like super annoying going up to him like, oh no, I'm in the other one, and then he just like makes you go backwards, and it's dumb.
Yeah, that's really annoying. If you go down one of the other whirlpools that the ant's not poking out of, it sends you back one screen basically. So that's pretty annoying because the amount of time that he stays with his head poked out is random. So you could be running up to catch up with him as the whirlpool's moving around, and then right before you get to him, he dives back down below the sand, and then
I get so
you miss
nervous
him.
doing this star, so I'm gonna save.
Oh yeah, this is one of the new parts, isn't it?
I get really nervous during the star. I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah, so this is another invincibility star here, and what she's gonna have to do here is try to kill these 2 enemies, then go back through the door here and kill these other 2 enemies. And the reason that we do that is, I think you can get it.
Oh, did it?
You got
yeah.
it too. Nice.
Oh, that was hard.
So that's actually very, very tight timing to do. So the reason that she ran through 2 of those dogs, went through the door to the next room, then came back and killed the other 2 dogs is because there's a level up on each of those set of dogs when you kill them. Like someone levels up because of the way the EXP's been routed out. We know exactly where everyone's going to level up. And during a star, when you get that little level up noise, if another one happens at the same time that one is currently on the screen, it actually stops you from moving, and you can't keep going until that extra level up animation disappears. It's kind of a weird, I don't know if it's a bug exactly, it's kind of a weird thing about the game.
Probably
So
just an oversight, and it kind of sucks because
Yeah.
like even while you're stopped, your star counter is still going, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like it just wastes a whole bunch of time.
yeah, you lose some of the invincibility time, and it wastes a bit of time. But the reason that it's super important there is because getting down to the lower level fast enough in order to kill 2 of those geckos, you cannot get that unless you skip that pause by using that method where we go in and out of the room. So that's actually really important because we want to get 2 of those geckos on the bottom level for the EXP route that we use now, which is actually a fairly recent change in the way that this game's been routed. This game was fairly stable in terms of the route for a while.
Hey, Fleck, let's play How Many Fortunes? Oh, there's 1.
1.
I'm guessing 7.
2.
Oh, I was wrong.
All right, 2. You're fine. Yeah, so what happens there is when you hit that, you get a fortune from that Balome head there. It's random 50-50 whether it's the one that takes you to the Balome fight or if it takes you to his secret room with all of his chests. So what we want to see is getting the one that takes you to actually to the Balome fight, which is a 50-50 chance. So the most you can get is 7. I believe on the 7th time it will always take you to Balome. But obviously having to run back and forth and do that 7 times wastes a whole bunch of time.
Nice max roll on the Geno attack. So here I want to do 57. I think that's 24? I lost count. I think I'm gonna do like 60 or something like that. I think I'll drop here. Is that enough? Oh no, I wasn't. I messed up. Wait, no I didn't.
Nope, you did.
Okay.
You got it.
Alright.
Yeah.
I lost count, but I still got him. You're supposed to do like... Because I got 200 damage roll on Geno's attack, I only had to do like 57 super jumps there. But
Yeah.
I did like a little too many because I lost count.
Yeah, so that's a fun... nice 200 damage. Yeah, there's some chat. That's why. Right, so that's the second fight where we use super jumps on that boss there. So, fun fact is this little dog guy here is the guy that gives you the super suit if you get 100 super jumps. If you manage to do 100, he also gives you, if you get 30, you can get an item called the attack scarf, which is also a pretty strong accessory that only Mario can wear. The super suit can be worn by anyone. It's not as powerful as the super suit, but it's also pretty powerful, and when you stack them together, you get pretty strong. So you get swole.
Heck yeah.
So if we had dropped the super jumps on Johnny and we didn't get the 100 during that fight, what you would do is to try to do 100 on the second Balome fight there. Even though you don't need 100 to kill him, that would be the backup. And then if you also don't get that, fortunately, if you get to this point in the game, there is a dojo here. If you've played this casually, you might remember there's a dojo where there's a Koopa. There's a Koopa guy named Jinx, and Jinx and Jagger. Jinx is the sensei. So if you go there and fight Jagger, you can practice. You can basically practice super jumps on him as much as you want because Jagger is immune to jumps. So the super jumps don't do any damage to him. And every time you leave that fight, you get a full HP and FP restoration as if you had like rested. So if you get the Monstro Town, you can just practice super jumps as much as you want, and that's a great way when you're learning to do them to get 100 the first time.
It's also the reason why like you don't ever have to lose a run to super jumps.
That's
because
right.
like if you can't get 100 by the time you get here, you can just keep going until you get it.
Yep, that's right. And the thing is that doing the route with getting the super suit is so much faster than the other routes that even if you get stuck there for half an hour on Jagger, my first run that I did with the super jumps route, I did not get super jumps on Johnny or Balome, and I spent 25 minutes in Monstro Town doing super jumps on Jagger, and I still PB'd by 15 minutes because the route is just that much faster. So yeah, if you want to learn this and you're scared of super jumps, you can practice that there. It is definitely doable. I highly encourage you to give it a shot. If only because you probably tried when you were a kid and could never do the 100. So it would probably feel really good to just, get that accomplishment. I know it did for me.
Felt awesome. As soon as I did it, I made a tutorial video about it.
Yeah. That's the first thing that you always do whenever you do something new is make a tutorial video.
Oh, I put the wrong thing on Bowser. Wait, no, I didn't. He's supposed to get safety.
No, he's got safety
right?
right,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
No, you're good.
I always forget how to do that menu.
Yeah, that menu's a little bit weird.
It's annoying.
All right, so Bean Valley. All right, so now we're going to avoid these bees. Shoutouts to Sean Cass.
Shoutouts to Sean Cass. I don't even know if he's still in the chat.
He's probably still in the
I
chat.
thought he was playing FFX tonight. Alright, my last chance for Ice Bomb freebies.
All right, so this, well, it's not your last chance because you have Czar.
What's that? Oh, that's a decent roll. I don't have to super jump. Nice. Oh, nice 114. This is a good fight, actually, so far. No counters. And good rolls on Bowser. If Bowser rolls super low, you have to super jump him like 5 times, which is like slow, but not a huge deal. 280. So, like, just to make things faster and not get put to sleep and stuff, we just use our last 2 ice bombs here. But I've got 2 extras because I freebied them on Yardovich. And of course, I don't freebie anymore, which means I'm probably gonna have to do slow Axum fight, but that's okay. When you fight the Axum Rangers, the strategy that you use is depend on what bombs you freebied, and at that point in the run, I will probably only have 1 fire bomb left, and that's like the slowest way to do it. It takes 3 turns instead of 2, but it's okay. Not a big deal. It's much easier to do than the ice bomb strat.
This is fine.
This is fine. Is that it? No, I had low rolls. Gotta hit him again. Alright, he's done. Awesome. That was a pretty clean fight. Except like with the low rolls at the end, that was not so clean. So I'm gonna attempt to do some absolutely horrible vine platforming here. You want to just like climb up the vines as fast as you can. There's some tech you can do here. It was the last thing I learned about speedrun because it's super annoying. But also I'm going to be trying to grab some coins there because I need them for the Nimbus menu.
And you're also grabbing the seed there for the...
Just in case I do the Cool X fight, I want to have that. So if our funds raised gets over $100 by the end of the speedrun, then I'll do that fight. It's a pretty cool fight. You know what? I'm not gonna go for the jump. I'm gonna just wait. Not rolling deep today. There we go. That should be enough for the War Fan.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, super fast jumps. Oh my gosh, I've never done that well before. Okay.
Okay, so now we are in Nimbus Land, affectionately known as Cutscene Land, because there's lots of cutscenes here. It's kind of annoying, actually. After not having cutscenes for quite a while and kind of having a very exciting part of the run with the 100 super jumps and everything, now we get to kind of a bit of a slower part here in Nimbus Land because there's a lot of cutscenes to match through. Although it does have the best mini game in the entire game, in my opinion.
I'm just reading the
What
chat.
are you looking for? Oh.
I'm just reading the chat. Sean's still there. I appreciate his dedication. Even though he said that he wasn't the guy that plays FF6 with me, I'm really sad about that still.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, did you really?
I owed money from my run anyway.
Okay.
I hadn't made the donation from my run yet.
Okay, I guess I'm doing the incentive fight after.
I kicked in a little bit extra to make sure we get over 100.
Heck yeah. a little bit.
Well, no, I think I did. I want to say I owed 40. Because I lost Cape twice. I failed. I didn't get Doorfly, and I failed Cape Kill. I got 90% of Cape Kill, but I technically failed it. So whatever. I'm calling it that, and a little extra to make sure we fight Culex.
Nice. Well, that's awesome.
Don't forget the War Fan. Okay, so Nimbus Land here. This is another kind of a bit of a tricky menu. There's a bunch of stuff we have to buy and equip.
And if you sell the attack scarf, GG.
Yeah, and you have to sell the last 2 pieces of equipment that you have, including the amulet. But the other thing that you have in your inventory is the attack scarf that you just got for doing 30 super jumps, but along with the super suit. So if you accidentally sell that, that's your run done, basically. So that's a bad thing to do. Don't do that. Now, this is one of the things that is changed now. I was mentioning a bit earlier. Recently, there's been some route changes over what we used to do before. Not a huge route changes, but pretty decent route changes. Nothing extremely groundbreaking, but it's cut like another minute and a half, I think, off of the potential time.
I think it's closer to like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like
sure.
a minute. I thought it was like a minute, but
Oh,
I
it
could
might
be wrong.
be. It might be. I have no idea because no one's gotten it yet.
Well, okay, yeah.
No one's
So-
gotten 248.
No, that's true. People are the world record for this game right now is 249.
12.
12?
I
Okay.
believe. It might be higher.
Yeah, so
Like
it's a
15?
low 249. So what we're really hoping for is the first time somebody got a 249, Lack got a 249, Lack Attack 24 got a 249 to take the world record in this game about a month or two ago. And since then, there's been a couple other 249 times because of the new route changes, I think.
Shoutouts to Albrecht, world
Yeah.
record holder.
Now
Rolling deep.
Albrecht, world record holder Albrecht now has it. Low
He rolled
249.
exquisitely deep. Exquisitely.
But what we're really hoping to see is somebody get a 248, which hopefully will happen sometime soon. But one of the routing changes is that we buy the weapon for Peach, the War Fan that you get that you can get from the Nimbus Land shop. We never used to buy that before because we wouldn't use Peach. We wouldn't have Peach attack until after she got the Super Slap in Bowser's Keep. So now, basically, the whole end game has kind of shifted around a bunch. We don't actually get the Ultra Hammer, which is Mario's most powerful weapon in the final factory area. We don't get that anymore. And we also use some different strategies for some of the endgame bosses. And that was actually a really cool development because it all stemmed from one of the newer runners of this game, Xtachar. He was working on a faster strategy for fighting the giant alarm clock boss Countdown in the factory area. And he figured out a faster strategy for that boss, and that was basically kind of the
It's kind of the catalyst that made Claude just go ham on the route.
yeah. So the fact that he figured out a faster route for that boss that saved I think 10 or 20 seconds, I think, and that inspired some of the other old guard runners like the Claude to go pour over their notes again and see, hey, does this minor change make anything else new possible? And it turns out it did. And what he ended up doing is kind of completely rerouting the equipment that we get and the boss fights in the very end game part. And that ended up saving, about a minute over the old strats, potentially, depending on your luck and your execution. So that's really cool because Xtachar was one of the newer runners who kind of came in once we had developed the wiki. And it was really cool, I thought, to see one of the new guard runners come up with new strategies, and then the old guard runners get inspired by that, and this collaboration happened that ended up with a new version of the route. So I thought that was really cool to see that happen. Just a lovely, warm, fuzzy community feeling.
I like how Claude put my name in the Illuminati pastement even though I didn't do anything.
But you did, though.
Yeah.
You made
I
the
had to-
damage calculator.
Yeah, but I made that like a year ago.
Yeah, but it helped. So one of the things that Pidge did is she created a web form that is a damage calculator where you can plug in which character you're using, what level they are, what their equipment is, what enemy you're attacking, etc., and it will tell you exactly how much damage you're going to do and show you the calculation formula for it.
There is a lot of caps lock in that calculator.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's mine.
Yeah, so that tool, though, was one of the things that they used to work out this new route. And having that tool saved, probably a week or two of work, I would think.
I also made an EXP charter, but I'm the only one who uses it.
Yeah, the
I
EXP
used it for
chart.
Cool XRTA route.
Yeah, and yes, she's also made an experience point charter that will tell you at what point in the game you're at, what star you're getting, if you're trying to route out who's going to level up at what time. That's a tool that she made to help you figure that out as well.
The flower jar here.
Yeah, sure, why not? Marathon strats.
Yeah, dude, actually, that's really good in Barra Volcano.
Yeah. So
Shouts to Fanskip that I'm not going to get.
so now in Nimbus Castle here, this is a really annoying platforming part of the game. The platforming in this level is really tight to avoid encounters here. You've got a lot of narrow hallways at right angles and stuff, and you're trying to avoid these enemies, and it's a really tight space. So the platforming here is kind of annoying. And it's really easy to lose a bunch of time to getting unintentional encounters here. But fortunately, you do at least get the Dodo minigame, which we just watched her do while I was talking through it, where Dodo tries to clean the statues by pecking them, and you have to pretend to be a statue and jump when he attempts to peck you. That's my personal favorite minigame.
That minigame's the best, because Dodo's like the best character ever besides Booster.
Yeah, pretty much. Dodo is pretty awesome. You noticed when we went into the Birdo fight here, we actually managed to slip past the heavy Troopa guarding the door. There's a way that you can come up from the bottom and you can sneak past the heavy Troopa's hitbox and actually get in here without fighting him, which is really convenient because we don't have to go through that battle. There's another heavy Troopa also coming up that's guarding the throne room that we're also going to do that for, but there is there's a consistent setup for that, so it's really easy to get. This one right before Birdo, you actually have to position yourself.
Wow,
properly.
no bad mushroom needed. Nice
wow.
rolls.
Jesus, look at those damage
Press
rolls.
1 in the chat if you like eggs.
Yeah. We don't get any eggs here. Jesus.
No, this ain't Twitter.
No. Okay, so now that's a little mini boss fight. So this next part here. Nice.
Oh my god, I've never done that.
Wow. You are just rocking it today. So,
alright, I'll take it. What the?
Oh, and you failed the free Troopa skip.
How did that? Oh my gosh, man. I did like the one really hard trick and then failed the easy one.
That's
and now
hilarious.
I can't run away. Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay.
That's a marathon run right there.
That's a high. Somebody clip that. Somebody please clip that because that was pretty fantastic. So that fan in that room is trying to, if you go in front of it when it's blowing, it blows you off the ledge and you have to go back around and come up again. So what we did is called fan skip, where it's a pixel perfect trick. You have to get on exactly the right pixel, and you can jump over the fan without getting into a battle encounter with it and without getting blown off. That's a really difficult trick to do. It's probably one of the most difficult tricks in the entire game. And she just nailed it, but then ran into the heavy Troopa, which is supposed to have a totally free 100% consistent
All
setup.
you do is hold right.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you're supposed to do.
So yeah, shout outs to nailing impossible tricks and failing the easy ones. It wouldn't be a marathon run without that, though. So this cutscene is kind of funny because Valentina's like complaining that we're eavesdropping on her, but everyone in a 10-mile radius can hear her because she talks so loud.
All she does is yell at Dodo.
Yeah, poor Dodo.
I actually don't think I'm going to save before this fight.
No?
Well,
What could possibly go wrong?
I've got a firebomb.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're free. It's fine.
I'm not going to save.
I think even if you didn't block anything, you would still be fine. Maybe.
Because he only gets to attack you once.
Yeah. Maybe if he did, what's it called? Multi-strike.
Double multi-strike and I don't block either one, like even half. I think I might die.
Yeah. All right, so we have another invincibility star here, and this invincibility star is kind of fun because you get to plow through Dodo instead of fighting him as a mini-boss, so you actually get to skip a mini-boss fight because of that, which is kind of neat. All right, so the next part is the Valentina boss fight after we follow them out and fall down these clouds here. There's another little cutscene here, and then we fight Valentina and Dodo. So what happens during this fight is that Dodo comes to help Valentina in the fight, so it's not 3-on-1, and Dodo will take the middle member of your party, whoever's in the middle slot, and fly away with them and fight them one-on-one. And this is actually kind of scary because if you die during that one-on-one battle, then you just game over entirely. And you could lose a run because of that. And you would have to block or try to block Dodo's attacks during it. He has a regular physical attack, and he has a really powerful special attack called Multi-Strike that does a ton of damage. The funny thing is, Multi-Strike that does a ton of damage is actually really easy to get the timing down to block. The regular physical attack is almost impossible to block, even though it does less damage. So if when you're fighting him, if he has a bunch of, or he can also do this Flutter Hush which silences you, which is totally fine. So because we got Firebomb freebies earlier, we're able to use a Firebomb on Dodo, which he's weak to. So that we just attack him once after the Firebomb and he's dead. So that makes the fight basically free. If you don't get a Firebomb freebie, then fighting Dodo is actually kind of scary because you have to learn to block his attacks properly, or he's probably going to kill you because you're not going to be able to do enough damage to finish him off before if you're not blocking his attacks properly, you're going to take too much damage and die. So learning to block his physical attacks is actually very tricky. So getting a Firebomb freebie for that fight is lovely because that makes the fight totally free. Now, once you get past this point and you get to Valentina here, this fight's done. This fight is completely free. There is literally zero chance of us dying here. Bowser and Geno are going to get a couple attacks in, and then they're just going to not do anything for the rest of the fight. The real powerhouse in this fight is Mario, because he had the EXP booster on when we were doing the stars in Land's End there, the 2 stars back-to-back. He's a higher level than everyone else right now, and he's also got the Super Suit and the Attack Scarf on, which is boosting his power even more. So he's basically indestructible right now. So Geno, and what we really would like is for Geno and Bowser to actually die, because that would actually save time, because we wouldn't have to defend with them. But it's fine, whatever. Mario just does so much damage to Valentina. She dies in a couple of turns and has basically 0 chance of killing you. His defense is so high at this point that any of Valentina's attacks are basically going to do like 1 damage to Mario.
Oh, still sub 2 Valentina, even though this run is terrible.
Nice.
That was actually really good RNG, because Valentina knows 9 special moves, which are really slow. But her physical attack, when she just sticks her finger up like that's super fast and you can block it. She did it 3 times out of 4. So that was pretty good.
That was yeah, that was very good Valentina RNG. So yeah, just like Croco in the early game fights, physicals are good, specials are bad in terms of, saving time and also taking damage.
And also Croco kills you.
Yeah, okay. Valentina wasn't going to kill you with her specials, but she is going to waste a lot of time, depending on which one she uses.
Ain't that the truth?
Because, yeah, some of the attacks she knows are very slow. Like, Water Blast is very slow. That's probably the slowest one, I would think. She does the crystal one's not that fast, I guess. Ruka's so cute.
Oh my god, Sean with his anime girls. I can't catch a break from this guy.
Sean with the anime emotes. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's appropriate. We are at Anime North.
Yeah, Sean is this guy Sean in the chat, he's one of my best friends, and he is like really, really into anime, and he should totally be here, but he's not, because he lives in like New England.
Not that far away, really.
It's
we can get him up
far.
Here.
Yeah, but he'll never let us do it. It's a problem.
Yeah. No, Sean is a great guy.
He actually is the guy that taught me this game, which is why I keep shouting him out in the chat.
Oh, can we put my donation towards kill?
Wait, we got a 0.09?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We got a
$5 towards kill. Nice.
We got a 9-bit cheer for Save the Animals, so I'm putting my donation towards kill because I want to go fast. And Lord knows I'm not going to be going fast in the rest of that run, so I'm going to need all the help I can get. Yeah, so if anyone is not clear on what that is, if you were just joining us and you don't know what save versus kill is, or if you've never watched a GDQ before, we're stealing this idea from the GDQ events where whenever they do a Super Metroid race, they have a bid war for save versus kill the animals. So at the end of Super Metroid during the escape sequence, you have the option to save several of the... speaking of saving, you have the option to save several cuddly little animal creatures during the escape from Zebus as the planet's exploding.
I've lost runs to the star before, so I'm just saving, even though I know I don't need to.
Nah, it's good to... It's better, it may as well be safe, yeah. But yeah, so if you want to donate towards saving versus killing the animals, if we're killing them, that means that we will not go in the room and rescue them, and they will just blow up with the planet. If we save them, I will have to take a detour during the escape, during the Super Metroid 100% finale on Sunday, and I will go blow a hole up in the wall so that those animals can get out.
All right, who's ready for ability swap part 2?
All right, yeah. So now the ability swap that we did in the Sea Star earlier, in the sea area earlier, we're gonna do another ability swap in Barrel Volcano here. This one is gonna be so that Peach will be swapped with Geno. So she's going to learn Geno's special move, Geno Blast, when she levels up and hits
Which
level
has
14.
some pretty funny visual effects that you'll see shortly. Oh,
Yeah.
was that the star?
Yes.
Okay.
Where are you
See,
going?
I told you I was gonna mess it up. And now I can't run from this guy. Are you kidding me, game?
Yeah,
okay, there we go.
Running away is also RNG in this game, so it's kind of annoying sometimes. Yeah, don't forget to swap.
No, I'm fine. That's why I saved.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so this star, what we want to do is try to kill as many enemies as possible here. Now, the Spinies weren't in too good a position there, so you can only get the one there.
What?
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was weird. What is that hitbox?
That's stupid. I wanted to do the out of bounds glitch.
That was weird. That looked like you were going to hit it for sure.
Oh,
Anyway.
well.
Oh, well.
Oh, I didn't even get to do the out of bounds glitch. I'm sad. I spent like half an hour doing that on my stream last night.
Yeah.
We were doing science. We were trying to see what would happen if you just keep going with it. Like, where do you go? It turns out every single time you go back to the previous room.
Yeah, so what she was trying to do was to hit that enemy when the star runs out. And what happens is you get bounced from the lava if the star runs out on that same frame as you hit the lava, I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually not bad spiny placement.
It's like if you're in the lava when your star ends. Hey, check this out. Oh,
so
Gino showed up.
Yeah, so here's a nice visual effect. So this is Peach doing Geno Blast. So when Peach does Shocker, nothing kind of looks different. She does her spell casting animation, and the Thunderbolt comes down. When Peach does Geno Blast, the animation of Geno putting his hands up and throwing it forward, the Geno sprite is the only sprite that has those animation frames. So if somebody else tries to do Geno Blast, it results in a Geno sprite, but with that character's color palette. So you get a pink Geno because Peach is in a pink dress. So that's a nice little pink Geno glitch that you get from doing the ability swap.
What?
No, Spiny, why?
Oh, these guys are jerks. Run away, guys! These guys are super fast, so like their speed's really high. Because you know that's what super fast means, I guess.
Yeah.
So show us Galactic 24. I always heal my FP in here now, just so he can hear the music.
Yeah, just so we can hear the.
Safety save because I suck at Ultra Jump. Did y'all see my NASA run where I Ultra Jumped a whole bunch of times and not land on green once and to improvise?
Where's pink Geno Perler necklace?
I forgot it! I left it at home!
Yeah.
Oh no! I made a Perler bead sprite of Geno that I brought to AGDQ and I totally forgot to bring it today. Oh well.
He also doesn't like the way we say out, or he thinks it's hilarious.
Well,
Oot.
well, every time I talk to him, like, we just make fun of each other's accents.
Fair enough. I mean, he's from New England, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Happy Dragon, Zar Dragon, this big goofball here.
This fight is the worst thing that has ever happened to me.
This guy is a big goofball, and we don't like him. So, during this fight, because we got Ice Bomb freebies earlier, we're able to use the Ice Bomb freebies that we got on the Zar Dragon fight here. And that's really good because if you don't get Ice Bomb freebies, then you have to do super jumps on Zar Dragon. And the problem with doing super jumps on Zar Dragon is you probably noticed that he's kind of floating up and down. What that means is that when Mario comes down to land on him, that visual cue of Mario landing on him is also moving up and down.
No freebie. Oh,
So it makes doing the super jumps a lot more difficult because the visual cue is shifting. The audio cue of when you're landing is still consistent. However, I also actually didn't know this until recently, but the shifting visual cue also affects the timing window for the super jumps. So it's basically RNG, but depending on the position of the enemy as it's going up and down and when Mario is landing, the fact that it's moving up and down can actually cause the 3-frame window for those super jumps to shrink to 2 frames, which is even worse. So super jumping on a floating enemy like Zar Dragon is basically impossible. It's incredibly difficult to do. So not having to do super jumps on him is terrific. What Finch is doing right now is actually not super jumps. She's using ultra jumps instead of super jumps. So ultra jumps work the same way as super jumps, except it hits all enemies. So the enemy that you're landing on is going to be random each time. There's only one enemy in this case, but it does more damage than super jumps. But also, the timing for it is different because the gap between jumps is longer. So if you're used to the rhythm of doing super jumps and then you try to do ultra jumps, it's a different rhythm because you have to wait longer between jumps.
And also, the frame window is 2 frames instead of 3.
Yeah.
And it doesn't reach its peak until you hit 18 instead of 13.
Yeah, the way that the frame window shrinks, shrinks in ultra jumps the same way, but it shrinks at a slightly slower rate. So it reaches its smaller point when you get to 18 instead of 14 jumps. But the smallest point going forward is 2 frames instead of 3, so it's harder to do. If you were going to try to do 100 ultra jumps, that is really hard because it's a 2-frame window instead of 3. So
I can't do more than like 17. I've never tried. Never bothered. What's the point?
Yeah. Fortunately, we don't have to use ultra jumps at very many points in the runs here, and we don't have to do that many of them. So, for example, the Zar Dragon fight, you only have to do like 11 or 12 of them, so it's all right. These guys have the best boss fight in the whole game, pretty much. It's the legally distinct color-coded Rangers, and they don't look familiar at all. They're not based on anything that anyone could possibly, mistake for something else. Nothing at all. So the Axum Rangers. So the Axum Ranger fight.
No, I'm laughing and I can't stop coughing.
The laughs start coming and they don't stop coming.
Oh my god.
And they don't
Enough.
stop coming.
Enough. This is like having Elm here.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So the Axum Rangers fight can actually go a number of different ways. There are about 4 different ways that this fight can go, depending on what kind of freebie luck you get. So fortunately, we have at least one Firebomb freebie. That you really want at least one Firebomb freebie for this fight. Because there is a way to do it. You need at least one bomb freebie, period. There is a way to do it with one Firebomb, one Ice Bomb, a Fire and an Ice Bomb, or if you get really lucky and you freebie the rock candy that we're about to use here. So earlier in the run, we picked up a rock candy from one of the hidden treasure chests, about an hour ago. Maybe more than an hour ago now. But we've been saving this rock candy for this fight right here because it does a bunch of damage. It does 200 damage to all enemies. The reason it's doing 300 is because Bowser actually is equipped with the Troopa Pin, which gives you the attack up buff automatically. And the reason that you want freebie is whatever. I guess it's another freebie.
Of course, I freebie that one.
Sure. That's not super useful, but whatever. So the reason that you want a Firebomb freebie for this fight is because when you have to use either a Firebomb or an Ice Bomb with Geno after the rock candy, if you don't
Are you
freebie
kidding
the
me,
rock
game?
candy, wow, look at the
This is exactly what happened at NASA Marathon.
Oh my god.
That is exactly what happened. But you know what? I made up a strat on the fly that I actually remember, so
Nice.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, this is great. So, when you throw a Firebomb or an Ice Bomb after the rock candy, the Firebomb or the Ice Bomb is going to kill... Oh, dear.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, that's fine. You're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
But you are going to have to heal Bowser.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I freebied a Cure Caracal. I'm gonna use that.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
I did. I freebied on Yardovich.
Yeah, you're going to have to heal both of them, yeah. Well, that's a good thing that you did, because, yeah, otherwise that would be a problem.
Oh, hey, nice.
Or you could just freebie it again, sure.
Oh, that's bad, but it's fine. I can work with that.
Can
So
you
I have
mushroom him?
Yeah, I can. I have to attack him.
Oh, yeah, we are improving strats on the fly right now.
And
Because of some very bad RNG. So,
boost him.
after you use the bomb there, you notice she did ultra jumps with Mario, which is why she was landing on all the different remaining Axum Rangers. However, what you want to do in the route is you need to land on all of them at least once before you drop the ultra jumps. And if you noticed, she was hitting black, red, and yellow, and she never hit green. That's completely RNG. Which one you land on for each ultra jump is total RNG. So that's just really, really unlucky. And the problem is that means that after the first turn, the Green Ranger is still alive. So normally the red one is supposed to be still alive, and the other 4 are dead after a single turn, which is really, really good because you're fighting 5 enemies in this fight, and they all have different types of attacks. They can overwhelm you really, really quickly.
So I just improv'd the heck out of this fight, and now I'm in the safe zone. I'm like guaranteed to win now.
Yeah, so now we're good. Once we get to the second phase here, it's okay.
As long as you enter this phase with Mario and Bowser at full health, like, you're fine.
Yeah, so what the second phase does is the ship uses Breaker Beam, which is a really, really powerful physical attack that hits all the characters for a ton of damage.
Yeah, it's like it's important to start on a certain phase. You want to make absolute sure that Mario gets one hit in on the breaker before it fires first Breaker Beam, because your team cannot survive that attack happening 2 times.
Yeah.
And it takes 5 hits to kill him.
Yeah, that's right. So the way that it's routed out, that second phase begins with Bowser and Geno, and then Mario gets a hit on the ship because of the way the turn order works out. Because you're in the middle of your turn, you get to finish your turn before the ship goes. So Mario gets a free hit on the ship before the ship does anything. So the ship will use Breaker Beam and then take a turn off to recharge. So what we need to do is take advantage of that turn off to recharge to get those other 4 attacks in to finish him off with Bowser and Mario. So if he doesn't die at that point, he will use Breaker Beam a second time, and that will wipe you. So it's really, really important that you get that first hit on with Mario. So now we get to have... Oh yeah, you're going to go pick up the fertilizer. Yay!
Yeah, I gotta do it now.
Yeah, you got to do it, because I made you.
I gotta.
So we're going to be fighting Culex later on. So we're picking up the seed and the fertilizer, which normally you wouldn't do in the speed run, but we're going to be getting the lazy shell in order to be able to fight Culex properly later on. Well, not even properly, mostly just safely.
You can kill him at level 11.
Yeah, that's true. We actually do have. So recently we invented a new category of this game. This is just a big long cutscene, so there's nothing much going on here. But We recently sort of invented a new category with this game we call Culex RTA. And what that is you go up to Monster Town and you fight Culex, and that's the end of the run. So that's a pretty cool run because Pidge actually decided that we would do this category instead of any percent to celebrate the English anniversary release of the game. It was the anniversary of the North American release of the game a couple weeks ago, and so we all got together in the community and we did a big race on Speedruns Live and we all streamed it and we had a great time. But we decided to do the Culex RTA category instead of any percent. So in order to make this category I guess to have this to be an actual viable category, Pidge decided to actually create a proper route for fighting Culex.
Yeah, it was like 4 days before the race and no one had routed it yet. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, time to crack up the damage calculator.
Yeah, so she sat down with that EXP calculator and the damage calculator tools that she made, and she actually created a route for fighting Culex, for getting up to Culex and fighting him. And it is a YOLO balls to the wall, you better know what the heck you're doing route. Because it involves doing 200 super jumps, 100 super jumps back to back on Culex, who is a floating enemy like Zardragon. It's extremely difficult, that route, but it is the most efficient way to fight him, basically.
Speaking of efficiency, Nimbus Manip.
Yeah.
So I'm doing an RNG manip here where I just did a save and reset because if you recall from playing this game casually, in Bowser's Keep, the second visit, there's 6 doors you can go in that have puzzles, platforming areas, and fights. And what you want to do is like you can actually manipulate the RNG by doing this save and reset so that you absolutely always know where the battle doors will be and you can avoid them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So because the RNG counter in this game always starts from 0, it only increments on the world map. When you're not on the world map, when you're in an area. So I said that backwards, right?
And I just paused for a second there before dismissing that final text box. I was looking for a certain visual cue on the clouds in the background, and what that does is that it arranges the doors in a certain way that there's like 7 different combinations you can get of them, and there's actually a flowchart you can follow so that you know what doors to take so that you never get a battle door.
Right.
Because if you get a battle door, then you have to unequip everything, get to a fight, and intentionally lose, so you spawn back outside and don't go back in there because battle doors are super slow.
Yeah, the battle doors, you do not want to go through a battle door. It will take forever. So yeah, in order to avoid them, yeah, we do this RNG manipulation. So manipulating it with the save point in Nimbus Land, what we call Nimbus Manip, is the fastest way to do it. But again, if you're learning this game, you also don't have to do that. There is a completely 100% free, safe way to do this from Mario's Pad as well. So that's called Mario's Pad Manip, and it's about 14 seconds slower. But if you're first learning the game, I definitely recommend you do that instead.
Oh my goodness!
You would go back. What you would do is take the cloud bus to Bowser's Keep, and then after you enter the keep, you go back to Mario's Pad, save there and reset, and then when you reload from Mario's Pad, you just run down until you hit the bottom of the edge of the map, and then just diagonally right out. And it will get you the exact combination of doors that you want every single time. So it is like literally completely free. It's like I don't think I've ever actually failed it ever.
Yeah, I always do that when I'm playing in English because I don't actually know the Nimbus Manip setup for English.
That's true. Yeah, because the manipulation is different in English because
the text is too slow.
Yeah,
so the visual cue doesn't work.
Yeah, the visual cue or audio cue if you use the audio cue. I use the audio cue when I do Nimbus Manip. But
okay. Yeah, but like either way, you can't dismiss it fast enough to get that frame window that's like free.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, so when you do Mario's Pad Manip, you know that what the doors are going to be because they'll always be the same. But with Nimbus Manip, what you're actually aiming for is, like Pidge said, we have a window. There's a 7-frame window where we know that at the very beginning we always start with the same door because that door is never going to be a battle door. But based on what that door is, we follow a flow chart. And based on what the other doors are, there are other branches on that flow chart. So it's like, okay, I got this, the quiz section. So that means I have to go into this door. And then based on what this door is, then I go into one of these other doors, and it shakes out with this flow chart. So
yeah. So the next door I'm going to be doing is door number 4, because door number 5 was the one that starts off with the coin minigame.
Yeah. So so the reason for that is we have this flow chart mapped out for these 7 different possibilities for this 7-frame window, depending on exactly when you when you advance when you go to the keep with Nimbus Minette.
So since it's this room, the next 2 doors I'm gonna do are 1 and 3. I better not forget that.
Yeah, 1 and 3. Don't forget. You gonna grab the safety? Oh no, you freebie the other one. You don't need
I might get it anyway.
You
Just
get it
because
anyway?
like it's a marathon.
Sure.
Here, Cola. Wow, that bomb got a little too close.
The jukes. The jukes are real. Yeah, so there's
Hello?
these action rooms are kind of funny. This action room where you're walking on the when you're supposed to grab that chest. That was a rock candy.
No, I got the first one.
Oh, okay.
That one was a flower.
Oh, is it?
Second one's a
you're
flower,
right.
first one's a rock candy.
You're right. I'm mixing them up. My bad. All right. I'm mixing the two up. Okay, yeah. So
Don't scare me like that.
No, this is the best room.
Oh yeah, this room is like super fast and super action-packed, you know? Oh man, watch me hit this treasure chest. Oh my god, so good.
Man, yeah, this room, man, if you're a speedrunner, this room is just
your favorite,
painful.
man. This is my favorite. I don't know what you're talking about. This is the best room in the run.
You go so fast.
I'm going so fast right now. I'm at like lightning speed. I'm going so fast that like the freaking lava is red shifting.
Oh my god. Okay, so now actually you don't grab you don't get super slap, do you? No.
No. So 1 and 3. 1 and 3.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
these so now there's these couple of action rooms and there's these puzzle rooms that we
Okay.
go through. So the action rooms, like the one we just went through with the ball
How am
mini
I
game,
not jumping? That doesn't make any sense.
eating inputs. There you go. Yeah. So these platforming rooms here, we're gonna be grabbing a few of the chests as we go through because they have some specific items that we want.
There we
And
go.
this is the best room. This is the Donkey Kong.
Oh dude, I suck at this room. Watch this.
This is the best room of all time. Oh.
Oh wow, I'm actually not doing terrible. Oh, interesting.
You called it. He was gonna throw that other one down there.
Okay, now door number 3
Now
I have
three,
to do.
yeah.
Oh, it's my favorite room,
All
the
right.
topper quiz in Japanese, random multiple choice questions. Let's go. Okay, this
So
is
yeah,
Jonathan
so
Jones.
the fun thing, if you
Boosters
remember,
train.
if you played this when casually,
Catchphrase. It's blue. No, it's not blue.
you
it's
actually
red.
recognize the questions.
I don't
the
remember what
answers.
that one means. That. Oh, is that first or second? I think it's.
No, top.
No,
It's top.
I got it
That
wrong.
was top.
Oh man, I used to be a god at this.
Yeah. So the fun thing
Scarrow.
about this is, doing this quiz in English, you actually, you read the questions
Smithy.
and you figure out the answers. When you learn
There you
this
go.
in Japanese, you just have to. This is probably one of the hardest things about Japanese is learning this quiz.
I don't know why I had to second guess that. I could have just read it.
Yeah,
I could have just read it out loud. Like,
that's true. Pidge actually knows, can
15.
actually read some Japanese because she's taken classes. Most of us actually can't, so we just memorize, what the answer sets look like, to the point where we don't even look at the question. You just advance straight to the answers, and that's kind of fun because what it means is doing the quiz in Japanese is actually you do it faster than you do it in English, even though you don't actually know what the questions are because you can't read it. So that's kind of fun when
44.
you get really used to it. That's probably one of the more annoying parts of learning the Japanese version, but fortunately, if you go to the wiki, smrpgspeedruns.com, Pidge is actually made, you're noticing a theme here is that Pidge did a lot of stuff for the wiki.
well, actually, Curlius made it first. I just put it on the phone.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Pidge made a mobile app. Well, there is also a web version as well. There is a web-based version of the Dr. Topper quiz, so you can practice the questions, and it uses actual screenshots from the game, so you can see exactly what they look like. So you can try to, work on memorizing the answer sets. And Pidge made an Android app that has that quiz practice built into it, along with everything else that you would basically want to practice about learning the Japanese run. You can practice the menus. You can practice that ball kicking game. There's a whole bunch of stuff in it. So if you go to the wiki, you can install it on your Android phone.
game. It's just like a drag and drop mini game.
Yeah, but that was actually really great because I used that app when I was sitting on the streetcar going to work. I used that app to practice the Topper quiz in Japanese.
I actually made it because I take the subway to work and I can't access the web app when I'm underground.
Yeah.
That's like the entire reason I made it.
And it's great. It's an extremely useful tool. It's also gonna make Caleb learn J, right?
Oh, he tried. He went back to US. Though.
Oh, he gave up. Boo.
Yeah, because he doesn't run the game often enough for it to be in his muscle memory. And I'm like, you know what, dude?
That's
Just
fair.
just be the first guy to get sub 3 English. You can do it.
Yeah, fair. Totally fair.
We had a long talk about it in the stream one day.
Nice. That's cool. So the Magic Koopa fight here, this is one that is now different with the rerouting, with the change in with the recent change in routing that I mentioned before. that's only like a couple of months old. This fight now uses Bowser instead of Peach. Normally, we would have gotten rid of Bowser after Barrel Volcano. At this point here, we would have swapped Bowser out for Peach, and we wouldn't have used Bowser again. So now we actually don't swap Bowser out, which saves us having to do a menu. And it shuffles some things around in the end game so that we do less menuing, basically. So it's pretty cool.
Speaking of less menuing, I have to do one here.
Yeah.
But this one's like a super quick menu. I just sort my items, and then I put Super Suit back on Mario, give Bowser's weapon back, and give Geno the safety ring.
Yep.
Super fast.
Yeah, so now
I don't
coming
know how to
up...
do this room, honestly. I really don't. Oh, whoops.
You almost made it over him.
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, well I ran away from him, so that's good.
Yeah, so that room is, yeah, you get frozen when the thwomps hit the ground, so you want to time your jump so that you're in the air when the thwomps hit the ground. So this boss fight, Boomer is great. We all love Boomer-chan. He's going to commit Sudoku later.
It's like I have this theory that it's impossible to super jump on red enemies, because I always drop on Boomer and Director.
Yeah, so Boomer's another fight where we have to do super jumps. It's going to be 47, I believe. Is it still 47?
Well, I think of it as 11 3/4, so whatever that is times 4.
Yeah, that's right.
I make everything as convoluted as possible. All right.
Boomer-chan.
What's happening? Oh, the Caleb emote?
We got Caleb emotes.
Nice. So far, so good. Seeing the projector in the background desync from my super jumps is actually like really tripping me out right now.
Oh yeah, you can see the delay on the capture.
In my peripheral vision, I could see it, and I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? But it's okay, because it's 47, I think. Yeah, got him.
Got him. Got him. All right, so now Boomer's gonna go out in a blaze of glory. Yeah, you can clap. Yeah.
Well, every
anytime we
marathon
do
run,
super
I have
jumps,
to
man.
talk during at least one super jump round, so I made it this fight.
Oh yeah, fun. Yeah, Pidge is a little weird with super jumps. She does them in a strange way. For one thing, any kind of timed anything in this game, a timed attack, a timed block, a timed button press for a special attack, you can actually use any of the 4 face buttons. It doesn't matter which one you use. So that's a nice thing that they put in. But as a result of that, Pidge decided that when she was practicing super jumps, she started alternating, like rotating around the buttons in order.
Just
like,
because
doing
I thought it would look
rotations around
funny,
the
I'm like,
pad.
hey, this seems like an awful idea, so I'm going to do it.
And what she found was it actually worked pretty well for her because she basically only counts every 4 jumps. So she only has to count to 25 instead of 100.
I count Y presses.
So hey, whatever works.
If you guys remember this fight coming up, the giant sword, one thing you have to do is, like, you have to destroy one part of the face that is, like, setting a flag on the top part of the sword, like Exor.
Yeah.
And if you unset that flag by destroying one part of the face, it makes him vulnerable to damage. Otherwise, he's invincible. So, like, you actually start off with the left eye, and we can actually take out the left eye just by doing jump.
Yep.
So now that we've taken it out, we can actually start doing damage to Exor. So I'm just going to try this attack here and see what it does. Oh, that's alright.
Get wrecked,
That's
nerd.
okay. That's okay.
Wow, he got wrecked. So yeah, this is a fun kind of cathartic glitch in this game because Exor like comes in and knocks you out of the keep and starts this whole adventure. You know, about 2.5 hours ago. So now you get to take revenge on him. And the reason that works is so Geno Whirl, if you perfectly time Geno Whirl, it does 9999 damage to any enemy, and that's way more health than anybody in this game has. However, it doesn't work on bosses. Bosses are immune to that attack, and Exor is no exception. So what happens is Exor is also immune to all attacks until you take out at least one of those eyes. Once you take out one of the eyes, that removes the shield that Exor has. But because of a coding oversight, I suppose, I don't know if it's a bug per se, but it's a coding oversight, it also removes the flag that makes him immune to Geno Whirl. So he's the only boss in the game that you can actually use Geno Whirl to one-hit kill. So that's a pretty cool trick. And that's actually a really good thing, because if that trick didn't exist, we would actually have to route that fight out normally, and that fight is really scary.
Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal. It's almost as brutal as the one we're about to do in here.
Yeah, all 4 of the parts of the sword do different attacks, and they do some very powerful attacks. So if we didn't, like, get to take him out without him literally doing anything, then, yeah, that fight would be a nightmare.
This is my Kulak save.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so she's going to be making an extra save there on a different file so that we can load that save back up after we finish the run so that we can fight Culex for that incentive. Just for fun. It wasn't really an incentive. We're just going to do it.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah,
How did I not angle that jump properly? I'm like way off today.
I was gonna say,
come on!
It might have been faster to just punch the dude and kill him.
That does nothing. It just takes forever. There we go.
All right, so coming up now in the factory, these jumps on these bolts in the factory are fairly precise. There's a lot of very precise platforming in the factory section here because this is the end game. You want to save?
Nah.
Nah, nothing could possibly go wrong, right?
Nothing could possibly go wrong in this fight.
Speaking of points, you
Well,
might want to
actually,
save
I have 37 flowers, so like very little can really
okay,
go wrong.
fair enough. Fair enough, but is Russell around? Where'd Russell go?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, can you give me some water?
So I've got my notes over for this fight, because like, this fight can go any of 3 ways. It's just pretty much rock candy spam and ultra jumps now. It used to be Geno Blast, but not anymore.
Yeah, so the countdown fight here, this got changed significantly from with the new route here.
And for safety, I'm gonna do a double boost on Mario. Usually only do 1 here, but I'm gonna do attack and defense instead of just attack.
Oh, I was gonna say, what do you mean you're gonna do a double? Okay, you mean a time boost? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the countdown fight here, these dingalings, these little bells here are called dingalings, and they can do some very strong attacks. Oh, is that gonna put Bowser to sleep or mushroom?
Yeah, that's bad.
That
means I can't do fast strats. Basically.
Yeah, and this oh, thank you so much, dude.
Doesn't matter.
All right, Daniel is the man. Get this water.
Thanks, Daniel. So I just got to spam ultra jump now.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I'm supposed to target the dingling. Oh well.
Yeah. How many do you have to do on?
I don't know. It didn't target the second one at all. That's kind of stupid.
Wow. This is Axum fight repeat there. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. So the dingalings, we really want to kill the dingalings as fast as possible because they do some really powerful attacks and they do a lot of damage. The way this fight works with the clock face is the countdown clock face enemy advances by 1 hour every round, and okay, that's good. At each whatever o'clock, whatever time it is that turn, the clock face does specific set attacks. So you know what he's gonna do. But the bells, the dingalings, you don't know what they're gonna do. So you want them to do physical attacks, but they can also do like an instant kill attack, which is what you just saw with the fear roulette. I think it's called. Is it called fear roulette?
That's enough. Yeah, fear roulette.
Yeah. So that attack where it did the drum roll with the little crystal that was going over all 3 characters and then it landed on one, that's an instant KO attack that will just kill a character outright. But fortunately, it hit Geno, which is good because Geno has the safety ring on right now, I think.
Yeah.
He's got safety ring, right?
He's got safety ring.
So the safety ring makes him immune to those instant death attacks, which is really good. So, okay, that wasn't too bad there. We had to improv a bit, but it wasn't too hairy.
Yeah, improving on that fight's not actually that bad. It's like, if you have a lot of FP, it's pretty free.
Is it actually easier to improv now compared to the old route?
Yeah, much easier.
Nice.
Because, like, I just super jump the bell. That's all I gotta do.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a really fun part of the factory. We're going in here now.
Oh, no, I missed it. I'm gonna try again.
Oh, you're trying to do you're trying to do the fast jump.
I always want to do it.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey.
There you go. So yeah, so we've got some tricky platforming jumps here. We're gonna use these conveyor belts here to sort of give us a little boost to avoid those arrows. And then these conveyor belts are trying to knock you off the side here so that you'll have to fall down and jump back up. And then coming up in the next room, you have like fake machine-made versions of previous boss characters. So we've got a Bowyer thing here that we're gonna try to skip by jumping around.
Okay, I'm reloading that room. That was a weird finger slip.
Yeah, why did? Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, why were you going that way? So yeah, and then you've got these machine-made Axums here. Nice fast Axums. Ooh, that is actually really difficult to do. Doing that
I'm surprised I got it.
Yeah, doing that room without stopping like that and jumping over those Axums is really, really tight. And messing it up and hitting those Axums and getting an encounter is really, really bad. Because the Axums are really fast, and they usually get multiple attacks per turn. So they can do a bunch of damage to your party. And if you get unlucky and you can't run away from them, then you might just get screwed. You can lose a lot of time there.
I can't even see Geno. That's so funny.
He's just blending.
He's just blending into the background.
Nice. There you go. All right. So that was we had to do like 35. Is it 35?
37.
37.
I just count to 9 and then drop.
Right. Okay, so yeah, now that was not too many jumps, but now coming up we have another fun boss fight here. So that actually technically wasn't a boss fight, even though it played the boss music and it was like a machine-made boss enemy. That doesn't actually count as a boss fight, which means it doesn't actually heal you after that fight, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, so you gotta be like, you can't use super jumps twice in that fight. If you drop it, like, just improvise.
Yeah,
or you can, but this fight's gonna be hard if you do.
Yeah, so this fight is interesting. So this is Cloaker and Domino here. This fight is interesting because the first phase of this fight, where both of them are alive, Cloaker specializes in physical attacks, and Domino is a magic user who's weak to physical attacks. So depending on which character you kill first, it changes what attacks you will see in the second phase, because the character who's still alive will get like powered up attacks. It's kind of actually a lot like if you ever played Dark Souls and you fought Ornstein and Smog, whatever. It's kind of like that, where you get like a powered up version of whoever you leave alive. And in this case, they get on top of this giant snake named Earthlink, who is a scary snake. So you have to super jump Earthlink now. We have to do 64 super jumps on Earthlink.
And it sucks because the timing window's different for Earthlink.
Yeah.
Like, it's still 3 frames, but the time between super jumps is further apart. Just slightly, but slightly enough to throw you off.
Yeah, I'm going to be quiet here.
And this should be enough, I think? Yeah, it's enough.
You
All
got
right,
it.
awesome.
Perfect. Nicely done.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's good. So yeah,
yeah, that can be scary because he does have an unblockable move that will kill Mario if you didn't boost his defense. So like, if you don't want to drop too much on Earthlink, because like, oh man, it can be devastating.
Yeah, and it's really easy to drop like on Earthlink because, like you said, the timing window is still 3 frames to hit those jumps, but the amount of time between the jumps, it's normally 40 frames between jumps for super jumps.
It's like normally 44, and on him it's like 46, I think.
I think it's 1. I think it's 1 frame difference. Well, if you include
I think Cypher ran the numbers on it the other night, but I forget what they said.
2? Okay, so basically the frame window, like the time difference between jumps, is 1 or 2 frames longer on Earthlink than it is on every other enemy in the game. Earthlink is the only enemy where that is true, and we have no idea why that's the case. But it does make doing super jumps on Earthquake. Yeah, 40,
oh my god, look at that
normal.
wall of Sean Cass.
Yeah, Sean is correcting us. No, I was right. Earthlink is 1 frame longer. 40 frame normal, 41 Earthlink.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought it was before, but I think they ran some numbers on the other night because Cypher didn't believe it, so they went and tested it.
Oh, maybe they found something different then. That's the nice thing about there's a crew of like kind of old guard runners of this game that are like basically mad scientists. Like when we're talking about frame data and things in the Discord server, they'll be like, "Are you sure? I'm not sure if that's right. I'm gonna go test this," and they'll go and like obsessively pore over like frame data from emulator recordings and things.
And that's why we know the frame difference on floating enemies, because Albert figured out like yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. That's so. Yeah, only just really yesterday. Yeah, Albert figured out that. What I was saying before about how the visual cue changes with floating enemies, and that not only the visual cue, but it also causes that 3 frame window to shrink. Depending on the position of the enemy, it might shrink to 2 frames.
I think like this was actually known before, but it's in one of Cypher's old spreadsheets that we don't have a link to. Like, things just kind of get lost over
nobody knew
time.
it. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of another funny thing about this game is like a year ago, I would say, like. No, a little more than a year ago, but a year and a bit ago, like, well, you know, but right before like Pidge and I started running this game, the only thing that you had for this game was a paste bin of the route, and a lot of the actual, like, the intimate knowledge about frame data and all those things was very tribally passed down. It was passed down, you know, between runners in IRC chats and things. So Lack Attack decided to start a community wiki. And once he started that, I started trying to come in and put some things in it. And then when Pidge started running this game, she just came in and went to town on that thing. And
I
basically
guess so.
made like you made like 90% of the content on that thing.
I just wrote what was already in the paste, but I just made it look nice.
Right, but so we got all of this, and whenever we would discover something new, we put it on the wiki, because now we have a place to put all that information. It's not just some random paste bin you have a place to go to find it. And then I set up the SMRPG Speedruns host alias for it, so that we could actually tell people where to go. And after that, and then combined with Lack Attack running this as the finale of SGDQ last year.
And he also made that tutorial video.
Yeah, and the tutorial video for the old route, since we have a new one, but it's still pretty mostly relevant, mostly the same. But after that, we started getting a whole new collection of runners coming in and joining and starting to speedrun the game and joining the community. So that was really cool to see that we started this whole new guard of runners. Now that we have all this lovely, nicely cataloged information. So that was a really cool thing to see, that kind of the growth of that community. So I was really, really happy to see what kind of an effect the wiki had with everyone, and that it helped a lot of people get into this game. So now we have a decent number of people, and Pidge basically being an ambassador for this game. Every time she runs this at a marathon, she convinces people to pick it up, and she'll sit in the practice room and start teaching them to run and teach them how to play it. Yeah.
I taught 4 people how to do max skip at AGDQ, just randomly.
Yep.
In a 30-minute session.
Yeah, at AGDQ 2017 this year, she taught people how to do max skip, and we had a couple of those people join us for a big community race that we did in person at AGDQ. We had 15 people racing this game in the practice room at AGDQ, and it was fantastic. We took a big picture of it and everything. So. Yeah, it's been really great to see the community grow, because there was maybe 4 people that ran this game regularly a year ago before we had the wiki and before Lack did SGDQ and everything, and the game hadn't been in a GDQ for a few years. So yeah, it's been really, really cool. So.
Oh, nice! Now
Nice.
I can use one on Gunyolk and one on Smithy.
Excellent.
Sweet. Time to get out my strats. What's in my notes? 1 ice and 2 rock. I'm gonna use those strats.
All right, yeah, so, coming up now, this is basically a little gauntlet of boss fights. The nice thing is that you get a heal after each one of these. Even though it's playing the normal enemy music and it doesn't look like a boss fight, it's flagged as a boss fight to give you the health and magic refill at the end of the fight. So this is Gunyolk. So remember when I said before that there's a fight at the very end of the game that can go 6 different ways depending on your freebie luck? Well, this is it. So that's why we have a chart for this. This is probably one of the only things that I think a lot of people can't do from just purely from memory.
Hey, watch this. Nice.
Nice. Shoutouts to boosted ice bombs on enemies that are weak to ice, because they do exactly 420 damage.
I like going into chats and being like, hey, can somebody help me route Kulak's RTA? How much does an ice bomb do on Zardragon with Troopa Pin?
Hang on, yeah, we need to...
You know it's 420, shut the heck up.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, depending on how many ice bomb and rock candy freebies you have, there's a bunch of different ways that you can do this fight. It always starts with using a sleep bomb, though. One of the sleepy bombs that we bought way back at the beginning of the run in Tadpole Pond. We use the other sleepy bomb here. We use one on Johnny to put the bandanas to sleep in case you drop super jump, so you can try again.
I still got rock candies, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I haven't been counting. But the other sleepy bomb we save until the very end of the run here to use on Gunyolk, because Gunyolk and the factory chief there are susceptible to be put to sleep, and then we just throw bombs and use special attacks to avoid waking them up, because they'll only wake up if you use physical attacks.
Quick save here.
Safety save. All right, safety save for Smithy.
It's been a long time since I died to
enough.
this boss, but just in case.
Fair enough. Totally. Yeah. No. Totally fair. Totally fair.
Just in case.
So. The reason that it's good to do that is because if we weren't able to put those guys to sleep, that fight would be really scary, because Gunyolk does the same breaker beam attack that the Axum Ranger's ship does in the second phase of that fight, but he gets to do it every turn.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to deal with that. So
no.
just put him to sleep.
We do not want to deal with that. So yeah, we put
make
him
him sleep.
We put him to sleep and we throw bombs at them, which doesn't wake them up. So all right, now we have the final fight of the game. Well, final 2 fights. It's a 2-phase fight, but the main bad guy, Smithy here, the final star piece is actually in his chest. So for the
Ate
smithy
it.
fight, so the phase 1 of the smithy fight is we're going to attempt to do around 70 super jumps on him. The precise number is going to depend on what damage roll we get. The attacks that when you do physical attacks, they have a small damage range. You might get a slightly different number. So depending on how much damage Mario does with his attack here.
Let me just check my items real quick. I think I have a rock candy. Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
You got 2 rock candies, you're fine.
198, 198. Oh, that's super low.
How many you got to do?
18.
All right. 8.
I'm gonna count it. 18
you're
Y,
counting
18 Y presses.
Right. It's like, wait a minute, you
let-
got to do a
let
lot
me-
more
let
than
me count
that.
that.
Yeah.
So 18 Y presses.
Also, yeah, shout outs to the best music in the game here.
And that's it.
All
so
right.
now I have to boost Peach and
Yep.
have her use a rock candy, and this is done.
Yeah, so now we didn't do enough jumps to actually kill him, and that was intentional because we want to end this phase by throwing a rock candy with Peach to finish him off. It's number 1, it's faster, but number 2, it ends phase 1 on Peach's turn. And what that is going to do is when phase 2 starts, it's going to give us a free turn to attack Smithy before he actually does anything. So it allows us to get a little bit of extra damage in on phase 2 before he starts transforming his head. So if you play this with your kid, you probably remember that the second phase of Smithy in phase 2, he will transform his head, and his head has 4 different phases, forms that it can be in. And each form has different attacks and different strengths and weaknesses, and different strategies that you want to use for it. But hopefully we're only going to see one of the 4 forms, assuming that you do this right.
That's a very hefty assumption to make, so I'm gonna be counting damage in my head.
All right, I'll try to keep up for you.
Daniel actually ran a calculator when I'm doing this at Limit Break. And
Yeah,
I kept asking him, I'm
I
like,
heard
where
him.
am I at? Where am I at?
Yeah,
But-
he was calling out like exact numbers. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep count though. It should be okay. I count by hundreds. round
Also,
down.
this boss is just what face? Like, what? This is too spoopy right here.
Sorry.
So yeah, so we get a free round of attacks here because we ended with Peach there.
So that's about 800.
Yeah, about 800. So then he always transforms to tank head first, and then we do super jumps.
My head's itchy. Oh hey, look at that. Almost perfect.
Wow, nicely done.
What do I do here? Carol, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, Carol.
So he's like 3,700 damage.
Nice.
That was
Okay.
like 98 jumps, I think.
Nice. Very good.
Oh, nice. Free turn. He doesn't do any damage.
Nice. Okay. So yeah. So that's really nice. So that means you get to you get the
choose
shocker. So yeah, the tank head is weak to electric. So we use shocker with Peach. We also want to use Peach to heal, though,
That's
if she's done a lot of, if they've taken damage. So, and then Mario does super jumps because Tankhead is weak to jump as well.
Oh, that was bad.
That's okay,
That's like
okay.
5,900, I guess?
Yeah, it's almost 6,000.
5,900.
Yeah, it's close to
rocking.
6,000.
So let's put him at 6,200 or so.
Yeah, that'll be about 6,200. Yeah, so
See ya, Gino.
yep, so Gino's dead now. Are you gonna go for one more?
We'll see.
About
6,600. Yeah.
6,600?
Oh, nice.
You gonna
So
go?
I'll
Gonna
just
go for the kill?
I'll just do it until he's dead. Basically.
All right, go for the kill.
I only need to do 1,600 damage. It's like halfway.
Yeah, the tank head, the Smithy 2 has 8,000 HP.
Actually, you know what? I'll do less than that. I'm gonna do. Actually, I'll just keep going. Why not? Do it till I drop. That's like 10, 11, and this should do it, I think. Yeah, that's
Nice. There you go. Nicely done.
it. All right.
Nicely done.
Now, since this is JRTA timing, holy, I am way underestimate.
Yeah.
Time actually isn't over until the credits are done, which is like another 11 minutes from now or so. So I just got time to like chill. And then after the credits are done, I'm gonna do the Cool X fight as requested because we raised over $100. That's like that'll
fight.
make me meet my estimate. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a quick fight.
Yeah, you may as well. There's nothing else going on tonight.
Yeah, it's like this is the last run of the day, so I might as well just do it.
Just a nice, chill Friday night.
Because I finished like this is gonna be a 3:02. That gives me enough time to do the fight.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Oh, what's chat saying?
GG.
Oh, Sean, are you gonna stay
That
awake to watch
shocker
the
is
Cool
so
X fight?
unsafe. She can heal instead. Yeah, we know, Sean.
No, dude, it was pretty. Like, what would I have healed though? Gino was like Mario and Peach were at full health, and like you don't really need Gino in that fight.
She's calling you out, Sean. She disagrees.
Well, do you remember the first time I did a run was during the anniversary race in 2016, and he was sitting there like kind of guiding me through the fight because I'd never done a run before.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you did like really risky strats, and he was like, "What are you doing?"
He's like,
You're
"What are you
scaring me."
doing? You're scaring me." I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing. This is the first time I've ever done this speed run."
Also, you can stop mashing.
Oh, right. So
You just like instinctively keep mashing because like the funny thing is when Smithy dies, that's not actually the last input in the game. There's a few like text boxes with the cutscene afterwards, and you have to mash through the actual text of him dying as well. So you just keep mashing and you get through those text boxes, but if you're kind of like relaxed because you're like, "Ooh, man, I just finished the run." You're feeling good. And you just keep mashing and you don't think about it, and before you know it, you're like halfway through the credits and you're still sitting there like, oh, I don't need to be doing this.
Like
It's just kind of habit.
the reason that I kept going with the shocker instead of heal is just because like I knew he was at enough damage and my super jumps were so consistent that like I knew he was dead next turn if he didn't transform. And if he did transform, then I got mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit risky, but yeah, not too bad. But yeah, that was a very good Smithy fight, though. I mean,
It was all right. It was all right. Like
That was a good Smithy fight.
It was nice and clean. I killed him in like 4 turns, I guess. 3 is optimal.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's good. Like, okay, yeah, it's not optimal, but that was very good. That's much better than most people do. Cause
I didn't get hundo.
yeah, the thing about super jumping on Tankhead is that Tankhead is like he's not a floating enemy, but he's moving around a lot. Like, so that really messes with the visual cue.
Oh yeah, it distracts you.
It's very distracting when you're trying to focus on like where Mario is hitting, like landing on him, and he's just jostling all over the place with the tank treads and everything. So it's really visually distracting, number one. And number two is his position on the screen is close to the top of the screen. So when Mario comes down to land, he only appears on the screen for a short amount of time compared to like even Johnny or other enemies where they're more towards the middle of the screen, so you have more of a visual indicator of him coming down. So it's just a lot harder to do super jumps on Tankhead. It's really tough.
It's annoying. I've only nailed like double 100 a couple times.
Yeah.
I did it like in SNES Superstars, I think, which was crazy.
Yeah, like yeah.
There were like 2,000 people watching that.
That was really awesome that you nailed that.
If I didn't do that, I wouldn't have won the race.
Yeah. No, that was crazy. Yeah. So a few months ago, there was back in March, I think, there was a marathon online called SNES Superstars that was hosted on the Speed Gaming channel, which you should totally go follow, by the way, if you're gonna if you like watching speedruns and you're not following Speed Gaming. Go there and follow Speed Gaming because they have like events and stuff on there all the time. There are community-run tournaments for different games, all over the place. There's lots of great content.
I just noticed on the layout.
Yes, we got a nice pitch.
That's
Pitch puff.
oh, that's like the best emote in my channel.
Pitch puff. Yep, Jigglypuff with the Lenny face.
Thank you to the layout designers for putting that on there.
That's awesome.
I'm really happy about it.
Oh, that's great. I love it. You just did it now.
100 cloaker jumps, oh my gosh.
100 cloaker jumps.
Sean, I'm not going to be the guy to do that. So how y'all doing tonight? I got like 10 minutes to kill.
Well, a little less than 10, but yeah.
I see people I
How's everybody
recognize
doing?
out there, and people I don't. All y'all are awesome. Thank you for watching my run. It's not done yet. This is like a Marvel movie. There's something after the credits.
That's right.
I love these credits, and since we use JRTA, we have to watch them, which I think is perfectly fine because the ending sequence of the game is just like so nice. It's like a reward for doing like a really stressful speed run.
Yeah, like
this is just like such an involved run. There's so much junk you have to remember, so many perfect times you have to do through the entire freaking run.
It's a long run. Yeah, I mean like
it's just like you breathe a sigh of relief when it's over.
It's a fun run. It's fun, but like yeah, it's a long run, and when you finish, you're just like, whew, man, I'm tired. Ready to go to
Yeah.
bed.
Except like when I'm home on the weekends, I just grind out like 4 runs in a day and still don't PB because I can't freaking do Troopa skip or whatever. Like,
Well, you probably reset in most of those anyway.
well, no, I only reset after Bun Cake now. I
Okay.
never reset in early game unless I do something horribly wrong, like sell a Sleepy Bomb or something.
Fair enough. Because early game doesn't matter.
No, that's my philosophy. I don't care about early game because it's all going to get neutralized by the cake fight anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't care. That fight is stupid, and
The
I
cake
hate
fight
it.
is really stupid.
It's annoying
but
and
the one
bad.
that you had here was amazing.
Okay, that one was a good cake fight. That's like my second good cake fight ever
That
in the
was
year
like-
I've been running this game.
That was one of the best cake fights I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, hey, Luigi's in this game. Remember Luigi? he's been busy. He's been busy getting ready to lead the parade. It's a very important job. Oh, and also Mallow does something useful here.
Yeah, that does 40 damage
Yeah.
if you get the right rolls. Heck yeah.
Yeah, as long as you time it properly.
I wonder why Mallow never realized that he wasn't Tadpole, considering he was the only one in Tadpole Pond wearing pants. Like, that would have set off a couple, like, warning flags in my mind. I don't know.
Mallow's not the brightest tool in the bulb, I think. I just mixed like 5 different metaphors in a row. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I've been up since like 7 a.m. this morning. I'm tired.
Dude,
That's my excuse.
like, I gotta say, this guy's like the best friggin' commentator ever. If y'all ever doing a speedrun of this game, like, just be like, hey, Flat, can you commentate for me? Dude knows his stuff, and like,
I can
y'all-
talk about stuff.
That's
Doing
good.
it's another
It's good.
thing.
You're good at talking about the stuff, and it saves me from having to think about what I'm saying while I'm also thinking about, oh, what's the frame to time the bomb explosion on again? I don't remember.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, it is nice to not have to try to commentate while you're focusing on the run. I had to do that today with my Super Mario World run, so it's a little bit annoying. But what are you gonna do? But
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
All the Smash guys just came over to say hi and wave at me.
Nice. What's going on in the Smash stuff tonight?
Oh, we're
Anything
just
happen-
supervising the room.
Oh, okay.
I'm not supervising the room because I'm sitting here, but we have a schedule.
When's tournament stuff?
Tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Oh yeah, if you're at Enemy North, we are having Smash Bros. Melee and Wii U tournaments tomorrow. Registration opens at 9 a.m., so I'm going to be down here doing that.
Better show up so Pidge will school you.
No, I'm not even entering. I'm the TO.
Oh, why aren't you entering?
Because I never TO tournaments that I enter.
Are you
It's
allowed
too
to enter
distracting.
if you're a TO?
You are, it's just I'm not good at it.
Interesting. Yeah, are there rules about entering if you're the TO?
No, there aren't. It's just I know that if I play in a tourney and run it, I'm going to do both those things poorly. I
Fair
can only
enough.
do one or the other.
Yeah. Nope, totally understandable. That makes a lot of sense.
Shoutouts to not, like, dying of a lung infection during this run. I'm actually really proud of myself.
Nice. Yeah, how you feeling?
Oh, check out the Pidgeler emote on the layout now. I'm digging it.
This is awesome. Are we just pulling up all of Pidge's FFC?
Oh, pull up a Sweet Bro and Hello Jeff ones. I want to see that. Oh man, it's 2010 again. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we could get or John Madden or the football.
Oh yeah, both my John Madden emotes.
Yep. Or Quarterhead.
Quarterhead is the best
Quarterhead's
emote.
the best one.
I'm so happy that they finally made Forehead a cheer emote. Like the day after I complained for like 3 hours about not being a cheer emote. That was like 2 days ago, and then yesterday they just announced, hey, this isn't the cheer emote now. Yo, best emote. And you always spam that in my server.
It is the best emote. I have to try to simulate your donation alert. If you go and go to Pidge stream there, twitch.tv/Pidge01. Follow her. If you go and drop a cheer in her stream, because she's an affiliate now, since we have Twitch affiliates, you will see the best cheer notification in all of Twitch.
It's basically it's a spinning forehead with like a lot of JPEG artifacts on it. It's pretty awful.
Forehead just spins all day.
Everything about my stream layout is terrible, and that's why people watch it.
No, it's fantastic. It's beautiful. It's the most amazing thing, and that's why I will spam forehead and quarterhead in your Discord, because it's basically the only way that I can simulate a spinning forehead emote in text.
Wouldn't that be amazing, like as an animated emote, just like a spinning forehead?
Yeah,
oh
absolutely.
my god, I would pay $13 for that. but exactly $13. I don't know why, but I feel like that's a good amount. Oh, no sub 3 free. I'm so bad at this game. No sub 3.
Fraud.
You know what's funny? That would have been sub 3 if I didn't forget the coin chest.
Oh yeah. I forgot that you forgot that.
That's so. I have never done that in a run.
Wow.
I've never forgotten the coin chest.
No, me neither.
It's so funny that happened, and like that's why this isn't a sub 3 run.
Yeah, I forgot I forgot to go to Booster Pass. I forgot to talk to Frog Fuchsius to unlock Star Hill. I've never forgot that coin chest though.
So time's coming up in like a minute, and then it's Kulek's fight, and then I'm out of your hair.
All right, Kulix, woo! Yay for Final Fantasy callbacks.
Heck yeah.
Or shoutouts, I guess.
Shoutouts to raising $100 on our first day. That's all right.
Yeah, that ain't bad at all.
Yeah, shoutouts to this guy. He suggested the Kulek's fight.
Yeah. It's a good suggestion. It's an excellent suggestion.
It was actually really popular at RPG Limit Break. They set the incentive amount to $3,500, and it got met before my run even started.
Nice. Yeah, that's a pretty fantastic idea, I think. It's exactly the kind of thing that you look for at a marathon. You want those kind of like cool donation incentives for people and stuff.
Oh, time's coming up in...
Yep. Time is when the
letter D appears.
The letter D appears on the end. That is the end of the credits.
I love these credits so much. This like makes me want to cry.
Yeah, even if this wasn't part of the timing, we would still watch these credits when we finish a run.
And here it comes.
Here it comes. And
time.
Nice.
Hey, that's like better than my NASA run where I got 7 rock candy freebies. All right, who's ready for the Kulix fight?
All right, Kulix time. So fortunately, we have a pretty safe way to do.
Yeah, I spent
Kulix.
like most of AGDQ planning this.
Yeah,
I was just there with all my cards.
You knew you wanted to.
Yeah, use that save.
You knew you wanted to submit it as a donation incentive.
Yeah, well, I had submitted as an incentive. I just hadn't come up with the route yet.
Yeah. But you knew you were going to want to do it, so it's good.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what you do. It's pretty easy when you take the end game save here and we get the lazy shell.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to go the other way. Actually, yeah, HQ was like before I even got accepted. I just submitted it. So,
yeah, for RPG Limit Break, yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun run.
Yeah, so for this way of fighting Kulix isn't too bad because we get the lazy shell and we're leveled up a bit because we're going into the factory.
You actually don't really need the lazy shell in the fight if you're doing it as a donation incentive like this. It's just I get it for safety in case Mario gets like double dark starred by Kulix or something.
No, I think you want it. Just
I could red essence him, but like for the matter of safety, I give the red essence to Geno instead because Kulix always uses Shredder on the 3rd turn. So when he does that, Geno immediately goes next, and since he's still alive, he can Geno boost Mario.
Those little shout-outs to this really, really excited gardener that you give the seed and the fertilizer to get the lazy shell.
Yeah, during Limit Break, I was reading this out loud in English as he was saying it, and it was pretty dope.
Oh, people love that. Yeah. No, your Limit Break one was was pretty amazing.
If I was writing this in English, I'd do it again, but I forgot my English card, so I didn't use it.
Oh, were you gonna run English today?
I thought about it, but I forgot it, so I just ran Japanese because I already had it in my backpack anyway.
Fair enough.
I own 21 copies of this game, but 20 of them are Japanese because Japanese cards cost like $3. And the reason that I own so many cards is because, like, I want to run 3 routes, so I make practice saves for all of them because, like, emulator for this game kind of sucks. And also, it can't run on flash cards, and it can't run on Game Saver, so it's like, why not have cards?
This game is frustrating from a practicing perspective because, like, a lot of other games, you know, we have flash cards, and people have made, like, practice ROM hacks where you can practice all sorts of stuff, and it's super, super helpful. There's one for Super Mario World that I was using earlier today that is super, super useful. It's amazing. But you can't do any of that for this game because some Super Nintendo games use special enhancement chips as part of the cartridge, and Super Mario RPG is a very late game in the SNES's life cycle. It came out like the same year as the N64, I think.
Yeah, it did. That's why there's 2 1996 Marios that we like to meme about.
Yeah, and
Melville, that's right.
And so it has a special chip in it called the SA1 chip, and that chip is a pain in the butt when it comes to emulators and flashcards because it's basically kind of the same as a SNES CPU itself, but it's clocked like 3 times as fast, and it can run completely independently, and they can interrupt each other independently. So trying to emulate this relationship and this chip with the main CPU properly, like, I'm not a hardware engineer, but that's a huge pain in the butt, and there is no flash card that exists right now that supports this enhancement chip. The SD to SNES flashcard does support some other enhancement chips, like the DSP-1 for Mario Kart and Pilot Wings, as well as the CX4 chip for Mega Man X2 and 3, which is awesome, because those carts are actually really expensive normally. But nothing works for the SA1 right now. So something like Super Mario RPG or Kirby Superstar or Kirby's Dream Land 3 or any of the other SA1 games, you can't do any kind of game save or flashcard practice save, anything like that.
So this is basically super jumps the fight, and like we said about Zardragon earlier, it's really hard to super jump this guy because he floats and the interval changes. Oh, yeah, see what I mean?
Rod exposed. Yeah,
that's okay. That first set of jumps doesn't really matter that much.
I was gonna say, if you notice, if you pay attention as she's super jumping Kulix, you can actually see the visual point where Mario lands on Kulix. You can see Mario landing in different vertical points on the screen if you watch closely.
So, like, the way that I routed this fight with the armor is, oh, nice red essence, is that I've given Mario the super suit, Geno the safety ring, and Bowser the lazy shell. All 3 of those equips nullify elemental moves, so fire, ice, or electric. So for the most part, they're not going to take any damage from the crystals.
Yeah, that's really the key thing that makes this route safe, is that giving everyone immunity to elemental attacks makes the crystals almost completely useless. Almost. So the only thing you really have to worry about is Kulix.
Oh, that was bad. Also, the reason that I give Geno the red essence, because, like, the safety ring is not that strong. He's super weak. I've got 4 rock candies. So, because these guys don't really do much else to Kulix, they spam tossable items, especially Bowser, because his attack power is completely diminished from the lazy shell. So he just uses Troopa Pin plus lazy shell plus rock candy equals 300 damage to everybody on the field.
Yep.
But, like, there are some days where I can super jump this guy really well, and some days where I can't at all. And also, like, I give Geno the red essence at first just to keep him alive for 3 turns. The safety ring is more like a backup for turns 4 and 5 in case you want him to do, like, a little bit more damage, which we probably will here. Because otherwise he's going to take a lot of damage from Earth Crystal, who is not elemental, so you still take damage from his attacks. So it's like a little better. So there's a shredder, and that gets rid of all stat boosts, but like I routed it so that Jaina will always just give it right back to Mario as soon as it gets used.
Yeah, and that's very useful.
So where's my FP at right now? I think I need to heal, so I'm gonna have Bowser do that since his attack boost is gone anyway. He's not gonna be doing 300 damage. So I'm gonna use a Kira Cola here just to heal my flower points. Oh, nice. I freebied that like 6 times.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yes, this seems to be like a little bit of an off day with me and super jumping this guy, but it's okay because this fight's pretty hard to lose.
Yeah, if you want to try the Culex RTA route, my recommendation, if you don't want to do the YOLO Swag God route, is basically do this.
That was alright. I'm using only an audio cue for that. I kind of like look at him in my peripheral vision and just like hope for the best. I just like to hear this music.
That's the real reason you're dropping jumps.
That's the real reason I'm dropping jumps, not the fact that I'm bad at the game or anything. So when Earth Crystal dies, that means the fight's like almost over. There's not that much more to go. Oh,
Nice.
hey. Oh, but what about the crystals?
There you go. Now, once Culex is dead, the crystals just go poof.
Okay.
There you go.
And that's Super Mario RPG. Thank you, everybody.
Woo! This is very appropriate music to end on as well.
That's it for the speedrun for the day. Tomorrow we're gonna open again at 9:30 a.m. And if you want to see the schedule, the URL for the schedule is over there for the speedrun, and it should also be in your handbook actually. We're just gonna stay here for until 10. We're just gonna try out the family song.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. for a full day of speedruns. We hope to see you there at Anime North. If you're not, check us out on Toronto Top Tiers. Have a great night, everyone. Yeah, tweet it out. Full day speedruns tomorrow, and we'll be doing another full half day on Sunday as well. So we'll see you.